We do it a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play. We ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
The tape.
UGA game day, boy, we ball out. Pull up, put the whole conference in the doghouse. Leave them 6 feet, see me on the win streak. All-star status, go coach, and the bench deep. Offense on 10, how we run it? Your best ain't nothing, we gon' send them boys punting. Black and red, got them dead on arrival. Defense hunker down for the tie. Hey, you don't want it with the dogs. Found guy on it, you don't want it with my dog. Break it down, play by play, that's the day-to-day. They know we ain't come to play, boy, it's UGA. Kirby smart, I cannot play the fool. Back to back, we did not come to lose. Back to back, like we got something to prove. Pay your dues, dog nation on the move. What's up?
We do it a little bit different around here.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
The tape. The tape.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face.
Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Shut up and grind the tape.
Shut up. Let's grind.
We ain't gonna play, we ain't gonna play. Them dogs in your face. Shut up and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape.
The tape. The
Shut up
tape.
and grind.
Let's grind.
Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape. Shut up and grind. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro. Grind the tape, bro.
Shut up. The tape.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to MBR, or as we like to call it around here, Nothing But Rants, the show where I find topics that I'm oddly passionate about and I pontificate upon them. These are not hot takes, but rather takes that I'm hot about. What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on a fabulous Monday evening. We are back in Mom's basement for a loaded show. We got some notes from SC Media Days. Hello. We got Texas on an absolute tear on the recruiting trail as well. Memphis being rejected in one of the most humiliating ways possible. We'll talk about that tonight. We've had some film studies go out galore on this network as of late. We got some recap, as we call them, spark notes on those tonight as well. Both DJ Lagway and Marcel Reed going to bring you the cliff notes on that one. Going to also bring about what we're going to call a discussion about the dichotomy of offenses. What a nerdy way to say one guy do it good, one guy do it bad. We're going to talk about that tonight and much, much more. But I want to start the show with a welcome in, man. We've got some folks that are likely joining us on the live show for the first time tonight. We got a bunch of you new folks. So I want to, first of all, thank you for being here. All right, thank you for subscribing to the network. We've been reeling them in, boys. Been reeling them in lately with a lot of film studies as the season starts to approach. I think we're up like 1,500 subscribers in the last 11 days. So,
you know, again,
it's happening.
Another one of those signs of college football is here when the boys start getting subscriber updates in the group chat.
Ain't no doubt about it. Ain't no doubt about it. So what we thought we would do is reintroduce ourselves, okay? We are here live on this network Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday during the off season. And this is the goal, right? We rope you in with the film study. We let you know, hey, this is a place of ball knowledge. These folks know ball. We should listen to them. We rope you in with the film study. Then we want you right here on the live show. We want you with the family in the live chat, firing off, hanging out with what is one of the best communities on the internet. Again, we are live Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday during the off season, starting August 11th. All right, that's Monday, August 11th. We will be live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then the Sunday following week 0, you're going to get another live show on that one too. So basically, once you subscribe to this network, you really don't have time to watch anything else. We kind of just consume your college football content.
Yeah.
Sound about right?
Essentially, yes.
That sounds about right. That right there is Christian Kirby. He's the best camera and mustache operator this side of the Mississippi.
Mustache operator.
And the man to his left is the Hall County rebounding champion of 2019. That is Jonathan Williams.
Say with your chest, baby.
That's right. And I am your humble host. Some call me a CBK. I go by the film guy. My mama named me Brooks. What's up?
I can't believe you gave me the title mustache operator.
I mean, I said best camera and mustache operator, Christian Kirby. I mean, here's the deal. It's 2025. Ain't many folks out here operating a mustache. So kudos to you.
Thanks, man.
I mean, you're either creepy or you're doing it legendarily. I think you
There
fit
is-
in the
yeah,
latter.
there is no in between on
They
that,
ain't.
so.
I think you're in the latter, though.
I'm glad to be on the
If you were
ladder.
doing it creepy, I'd have done let you know by now.
Thanks, man.
Like
Always
we had,
looking out for me.
We had a couple media members last week. I had to let know, didn't I, Jonathan? I'm like, hey, man,
Yeah.
we can't be doing that. We can't.
They had mustaches, or they were just
No,
being
not
creepy?
that. We had some stylistic choices last week that we just can't be doing. Okay, and if I care about you, I ain't gonna let you do it. I ain't gonna let you wear dress shoes, brown dress shoes with khaki shorts and Nike socks. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm gonna correct that if I care about you.
Out of
If
love.
if I didn't care about you, I'd let you be out here in the streets looking like that. But I care about you, so I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah. All out of love, man.
Dress shoes with Nike white socks and khaki shorts. I was bamboozled.
Like
I
the
was
ones with the
bamboozled.
swooshes at the top?
No,
or the-
like I'm ready
Yeah.
to hoop today in case it break out. I'm ready.
At least they
them
weren't-
type of socks with the dress shoes and the khaki shorts. Crazy work.
Do you remember the era when people would wear Vineyard Vines with...
Oh, buddy, I was born in the era where you wasn't shit unless you had Nike Elites on
That's
your
what I'm
feet.
saying. Nike Elites
Yes.
with some dress shoes.
Bro, I'm also from the era where even if I had khaki pants on, we had Nike shorts up underneath it in case a hoop game broke out. I am from this era. I understand this. But it's 2025. Put the Nike socks up out the way, and definitely don't be wearing dress shoes with khaki shorts. Don't.
You were really cool, though, if you had the lanyard poking out, too, of the pocket. If you added a lanyard in there, too.
Dude,
that
I
was,
still,
like,
I still
completed
have the
fit.
lanyard. It's too convenient.
All little flip of the keys with the
Oh, yeah.
lanyard.
Oh, I'll still
And
do
then-
that.
Oh, yeah, man. Got to. Every man needs an ADD stem, you know?
Definitely.
sure.
Every man needs an ADD stem. Hey, we're on the doorsteps of 50K, though. Mm-hmm. We're on the doorsteps of 50K. And then I feel like once we get there, we're going to blink and we're going to be at 100K.
I hope that's how it is.
Speaking into existence, amen?
Right?
That's the way I'm
what we
treating
do.
it today. But yeah, welcome in. Make sure you're subscribing if you haven't already. We got an absolutely slammed show for you guys tonight. But I want to start with our real SEC Media Day opinions and reactions. Because when you're up there on Digital Drive, you can't, I don't really feel comfortable being out here airing it out like this one right here. Can we stop in 2025? Can we just stop with the radio voice? Like manufacturing the radio voice. Because here's the deal. Back in my day, back in real days of like heydays of radio, if you had a radio voice, you had to earn that thing. I mean, you had to earn that thing through years of dedication, through chain smoking Marlboro menthols during the commercial break. All right. And then mainlining Mountain Dew Code Red. Nowadays, we got 23-year-old, 24-year-old, 25-year-olds going to the microphone, putting on one of them. Can you do it for me? Putting on one of these. Can you put one of these voices? I can't even try this. Do it for me, Jonathan.
Welcome into 97.97 ESPN Radio out of Huntsville, Alabama.
Welcome back into SEC Media Days. I'm Johnny. Can we stop? Like, we don't have to do it.
mean,
we don't have to do this anymore.
What else does radio have, though? There's nothing that makes it unique. Like
Content. Give the takes. Give the takes. Like, honest to God, this show would work on radio. We give 12-minute segment blocks. It would work. It doesn't have to be shticky. It doesn't have to sound like that. And again, if it does, earn it. Go chain smoke the Marlboros, baby. Don't be out here doing the fake voice. Don't do it.
The pacing is way more important than the voice.
Facts.
That's
true.
that's the bottom
Facts.
line of it. Nobody's going to tune in for how you sound necessarily, but if the pacing's there and the content is good, people going to come back.
What else did you have about SEC Media Days?
I mean, one, it was like as much fun as I had because I know that it was my first time at SEC Media Days. So I had a really good time. I had a blast, asked some questions, did all the things. Kind of a bland week. We said it multiple times of like no news. There was no hot topics or anything until the very last day when hardly anybody was there. I mean, we showed up and we were the first people in the media room. Like we were the only ones in there. And then Eli Drinkowitz took the stage and took everybody, took the whole thing by storm and won the week by far. But other than that, it was just kind of like, man, this is kind of a dead week right here.
Menu to sports comments. You literally sound like that, Austin. You would just like the MF and radio guy, homie. See, the difference is this is what I sound like 24/7. Okay, this is me. This is what my voice sounds like. We watch them radio guys get up off that radio, put the microphone up, and then just like go from welcome back in. We're gonna go back into the court, and then immediately done. They're like, so how you doing today?
I got smacked in the face with it at 8 a.m. on Monday. I mean,
Yeah.
just first appearance on Digital Drive. I'm like, whoa, we're just letting it rip already, buddy. Let's go.
Yeah, no, it's a totally different like manipulation of the voice. Same thing with news anchors too. They have this very like pace and methodical like speech about them. Definitely don't have to necessarily project that way. I do think there are three types of media person, male at least. There's one type of I think there's three types of males that cover college football. Former athlete, played it at least like a high school senior level, like made a varsity team, played it out. Really, really substantially overweight, super nerdy. Up until about 24 months ago, I fit all three categories. So there's that. What else did I
Is
have?
that just a joke for your weight
No,
loss?
that was a take in the chat, and then I used that. The chat cooked me today.
Yeah.
Discord absolutely flamed me.
Yeah.
I put that take in there. I was like, there's three types of media people. Morbidly obese, played it at a reasonably high level, super nerdy. And then the first response was, honestly, when I first found you, you fit all three categories.
I don't know if you ever fit the morbidly obese category.
I don't know, dude. When you're pushing 310 at 6 foot tall,
I mean, that's definitely
you're in the categories.
Morbidly obese
Well, like
is
40% BMI? Like 40 BMI?
probably, yeah.
I mean, I've
Like-
seen 38 on it before.
You're
Not anymore.
You were getting
I'm
close.
getting there.
I'm
Getting
thinking
there.
like you look like you're melting in your chair type
Okay.
fat. That's what I consider morbidly obese.
Okay.
All right.
Or like you can't go around Walmart unless you have an electric scooter. That's morbidly
Oh,
obese.
God.
I don't think you ever got there.
No, but statistically obese.
That's
Okay.
fair.
There.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Morbidly is
Also-
like there's a heart attack right around the corner any second.
Speaking
bro.
of hardworking, non-obese people, the dudes that were and females that were working that event at the College Football Hall of Fame were insane.
Yeah.
They're the hardest working people there.
Food was fire. The meals were phenomenal. The wait staff, though, yeah. They
Kirby,
were-
I know you weren't there because you were on vacation.
I was not
but
on vacation.
the moment you finished your last bite of food, can I get that plate for you, sir?
Yep.
Why? Yes, you can.
and let me grab your napkin, too.
Why? Yes, you can.
Dang, was the food good or was it just
Oh,
like
food
the
was so
service?
good.
Jonathan said it was.
Well,
slapping.
I was getting the
I was
sides.
all right.
You're on your carnivore diet
Yeah.
thing, so you're just getting the meat. But
Yeah, all meat over here.
like the mac and cheese one day was phenomenal. They had cannolis one day. Oh,
Cannolis. Oh, wow.
They had
they were
fritters like.
Yeah.
You said the frites were good.
yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I will say, I had only one bone to pick. There was only one jug of tea in there, and it was unsweet tea, which I didn't know until I took my first sip. Did not venture back to that. But we're in Atlanta, the state of Georgia, and all we got is unsweet tea. Can't
And
be-
not even labeled unsweet.
yeah,
just
there was no
regular
label,
tea?
so I just assumed, oh, this has got to be sweet
That's
tea. No,
crazy. I
unsweet
bet they
tea.
pissed some people off with that
Disgrace.
one. But they pissed some people off with that one. Hey, I didn't want to talk about this the day it happened because I didn't want to blow up man's spot unless, his bosses ran some stuff down. Shout out to the Georgia State Patrol officer that let me and Jay Will slide on, maybe violating that double white line law. that
I
they
didn't
got here in
violate the
state of
law.
Georgia. I mean, you were in the car guilty by association. Your mama ain't teach you that. You are who your friends are. Your mama didn't teach you
suppose.
that. Come on, dog.
Man.
Guilty by association.
Was you-
You was paying half that ticket, blood.
Maybe I'm glad I didn't
was
go.
driving down the road Thursday morning.
Yeah, it's Thursday.
Driving down the road Thursday morning. got traffic up ahead, but your boy got the Peach Pass up here on the northeast side because it's a must-have.
Oh, yeah.
Cross the double white line. Next thing I know, whoop, 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 we got the blue lights behind us.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Man come to the window. I stuck my head out. He hit me with the line. You know why I stopped you? Yeah, across the double white line. I'm sorry, sir. Where you headed? Down to SEC Media Days. I hand him my license. He turns around and goes, are you on YouTube? I was like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him now. We got him now. Yes, sir, I am. That is me. He let me go. Nice little warning.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Congrats.
Shout out to Georgia State Patrol. Shout out
Getting
to
off
that
with
man.
GSP is big.
Getting off with GSP is huge. It never
don't-
happens.
They usually don't play.
Yeah,
that.
no, you normally getting that ticket.
You get pulled over. You
And
get-
that morning they were everywhere, so they were clearly looking for stuff. So the fact that he was like, I'm not going to take advantage of this opportunity.
Well,
That's pretty clutch.
They happen.
that was foul.
They happen to be pacing traffic that day too.
Bro, shoveling them in like it's candy.
So it's all good. It's all good. Shout out to my man though.
Yeah.
That's the first time in a long time got away with the ticket. Last time was a female officer down in Camden County. She was a little sneaky though. She was in one of them F-150 trucks with no rail lights on. You know?
They were in the windshield.
in the dash.
Yeah.
Sneaky. And like didn't know it was her because it had no labels on the back. Only had Camden County Police Force on the side. Watch LA down there. They'll get you. Anybody make you say, damn, he's blanker than I thought?
Like as far as players go.
Like prime example. Damn, Keldrick Falk is huge.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
That dude is big.
Taylen Green being as tall as he is was certainly a surprise to me. I knew he was tall, but like seeing it in person was like, oh, you are very tall. It's understandable why you're rail thin as you are.
I was shocked by how handsome the not quarterback tight end from Kentucky was.
Caddis or
Oh yeah, dude.
Max Caddis, I think is
They
his
had
name.
they were putting him on TV
Because he was
all
handsome.
day when Kentucky was. There was
I mean,
nothing else to talk about. And they're just like,
He walked by Jonathan and me. We were like, gotta be a quarterback, right? I mean, 6'4", 225, devilishly handsome, play tight end.
Well
Just
spoken, too.
Must not be able to throw the rock at all. Maybe former high school tight end or
Yeah,
quarterback.
maybe.
Look him up. Let's get some background on my man from Kentucky. I bet he played Q back in the day. Too damn handsome not to.
But I don't know if I had too many of those like, whoa, you're a massive human type moments. I don't know if I had any of those.
Every time I am up close and personal with an ESPN personality, I realize there is a massive differentiation between my suit budget and theirs. You know, just the quality of fabric. You know, Dusty Dorvacek must have had like 1,000 thread count shirt. I mean, you get close on him and you get lost in the threads. You know what I mean?
how close were you getting?
Close enough. Close enough.
Some suspicious activities.
Hey,
happening
Dusty, good
immediately.
people now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good dude. I wouldn't examine his shirt up close, however.
Do you have any SEC thoughts from home? Did you store up any takes while we were gone?
The
while you
one
were
thing
on
I didn't want to do
vacation?
was shout out to Sam Pittman for keeping the one walkout, the one walk on the team.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to happen. I meant to ask him that. We go to a 105 and you're like not allowed to have a walk-on. How are you going to have
I
a
think
walk-on?
they're gonna like save the 105th roster spot and be like, that guy's not getting paid.
That guy sucks. The rest of these guys getting paid. That guy is not.
But no, it's a very good gesture to one of the arguably the greatest walk on of all time. I know Stetson Bennett's kind of in that
Shout out
category
Brian.
as well, but so yeah, Brandon.
Yeah. Why did I think Brian Bullsworth?
Probably Brian Boz, the Boz maybe.
Yeah,
but,
CTE football brain doing it to me.
I mean they do sound
It'd be
similar.
like
Start
that.
with a B.
Yeah, no, it's a no-go. All right. AI says it's a no-go.
For what?
I don't even know. Can't remember.
Oh, he wasn't a quarterback in high school.
Oh, he wasn't a quarterback. Mr. Hanson from Kentucky, not a quarterback in high school.
Just a handsome
Shocker.
dude.
Just a handsome dude.
Just a handsome lad. But no, I mean it's hard to. I got a lot of.
Did you get a feel for how dead it was?
By Wednesday and Thursday, I was like, oh, there's not a lot of people there. And even like they were talking about it because the way that it started out was it's always Peter Burns and Chris Doring in the mornings.
Hell yeah.
And the first 2 days, there's people walking back and forth behind the set. You see fans, you see players and everything. And by like Wednesday and Thursday, it was like, they're there by themselves. So it was them, and then obviously they have the media room behind them when it's the SEC Nowcast. So very dead for the last 2 days, I noticed. But, got a lot of takes from Dorian, got a lot of, Peter Burns, I love LSU talk. So all the fun stuff.
Who won the week for you? We already did all these takes. I'm trying to get them from you quick. I didn't prepare you for this. I know.
I hate to jump on that train, but every speech was very much coach speak. Here's what we are. Here's the players we're excited about this season. Let me answer a few of your questions. For his drink to come out swing as much. Eli Drinkowitz had people saying he won the week, and he proposed a 30-team playoff.
That's a great tweet, by the way.
That's how great that speech was. So
Did that tweet bang, by the way?
It did all right. It wasn't the best one of the week. Yeah,
that tweet should have banged. Y'all should follow my man on Twitter, by the way. And y'all should stop talking about how he does not work hard, okay? Because whatever – I'm going to tell you right now, it definitely does not get under his skin. It doesn't bother him at all. So whatever you do, stop it right now.
Thanks, man. I'm sure
I hope that helps.
I'm sure that really helped.
I hope that helps you.
Like pouring water on a grease fire.
Me? No. I would never. You want to talk about Texas?
Let's do it.
Got to.
On a heater. What is going on?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Was that important?
Phone got bloated up right there. All right, let's talk about Texas. Let's not bury any leads, okay? Let's not make any bones about it. All right, I'm going to get the complaint. What is a Texas fan going to think about complaining up front? All you think, if you're a Texas fan, it's going to sound like just a dude whining up front. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out of here. Everything I know about the situation, Texas showed up in Tyler Atkinson's recruitment this spring and beat out a program in Georgia that had been recruiting this kid like he was the number one prospect for them at the position since he was 14 years old. They flipped James Johnson really out of nowhere. Like, even on his commitment date, it was Miami and Georgia, like, and maybe Florida.
Yeah.
Like, Florida was getting a lot of late momentum there. Texas, nowhere to be seen. The momentum of them flipping him out of nowhere just happened one morning, woke up, bang. All right, and then the Derek Cooper thing. Don't even think he took an official visit officially to Texas out there to Austin. So, by the way, this comes literally about 7 months after they did this exact scenario with Justice Terry, a football player that Georgia had been recruiting since he was in 8th grade. All right, since 8th grade. So it is very clear to me over the last 4 or 5, like really, really highly touted recruitments, other schools are working really, really hard year over year, building relationship, and then boom, Texas comes in. I'm a Longhorn, baby. Let me drive a Lambo. And that's all good. I'm all fine for that. I don't think Texas is doing anything wrong. Okay? I want that to be stated. I don't think they're doing anything wrong. I don't think they're cheating. I don't think NCAA needs to change anything about this. I'm not calling for anything to happen right here, all right? It is 2 things are very, very clear to me. One, this is what happens when Texas actually is doing what Texas should be doing. Like, Texas should be a force in college football, especially with the way college football is now, where resources and money matters. So Texas should be a force. I don't think it's a bad thing. And the other thing is, this is what happens when you win. They've been in consecutive college football playoffs. They're going to be able to do some of this stuff. It helps that they're able to pay everybody a little bit more, like they obviously are, it seems. But, like, it's not just they're out here with a lot of money. Everybody's talking about that. That's the easy stance. Everybody gets that. Sark can tell me that they're not out here spending money like crazy all they want. On3 tells me straight to my face that they are, right? I think it was last week On3 came out with the highest spenders. Bang, right there at top, Texas. And everybody knew it. Everybody who covers recruiting knows they got a lot of money right now. And by the way, whatever happens with Deloitte, which we'll get to in a second, whatever rev share actually happens, ain't going to stop Texas. Texas is going to have cash out the you-know-what the moment it goes back to cash payments. So don't think this is stopping. They're not going anywhere. All right, so there's that. But, you know, there's something very interesting going on right now in Texas because we talk on this network about 5-hour radius all the time. 5-hour radius, 5-hour radius. Hell, the 5-hour radius from Austin, Texas is the state of Texas. If you stay inside the 5-hour radius, you don't ever really have to leave. They could, like Florida, like Georgia, if you're a school, a Power 5 school in one of those states, just border up your state. You'll sign a top 5 class. Georgia's that way. One of the Florida schools, if they just dominated the state of Florida, they'd be that way. Texas is certainly that way. The state has enough good football players where they never really have to leave, yet they are. Okay, we looked it up today. 11 of their 21 commits are outside of the state of Texas. This is a football program right now that is about to sign or on pace to sign top 100 players from the state of Florida, Texas, Georgia, California, Alabama, Louisiana, and North Carolina. They're going 7 states deep with top 100 players. That is a national recruiting presence. Only one that is done with really, really high levels of budget and funding, but you got to win. We saw this about Georgia when they got to rolling. They didn't really start nationally recruiting until like 2020, 2021, after they have proven that they could win at that rate to be able to go out to California and convince kids to come to Athens, right? No different than what Sark is doing right about now. It's very curious to me to see like a program at Texas recruiting it the way that they are is not surprising. What is surprising is doing it as much out of state as they currently are. I thought that was a good way to talk about that outside of just, whoa, they got a lot of money. I'll complain about the money a little bit more here in a second. Thoughts on what Texas is doing, though, boys?
I mean, it kind of felt like it was building up to a point to where this would happen, because there for a while things were kind of quiet for Texas on the recruiting front. They weren't just kind of like steadily building momentum, kind of like Georgia was in the month of June, where they just kind of was like every week you were getting 1 or 2 commits. Texas, it remained quiet. So you kind of felt like things were bubbling up to a point where it would explode, but I didn't think that it was going to explode to this magnitude.
Jonathan, they had beat reporters out here being like, hey, Texas is saving money. It's all about retention.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere with this. Look, I don't mind what they're doing. What I mind is the lack of transparency. There's just zero facts about any of this. There's zero transparency about any of this. I was told we're working under a cap, right? Everyone's got to work to get under a cap. We got Auburn's head coach telling us August 1st, everybody's going to lose all their commitments because they're all lies, all false promises. Everybody's got to get under a cap. We're working to get under a cap. Yet I turn around and Texas just gave $2 million to Derek Cooper. They gave $1.5 million, I'm told, up front to Tyler Atkinson. Lord only knows what they gave the rest of their roster, right? So, like, are we under a cap? That's my question. Like, are we? And if we are we going to enforce it? Is anybody going to go about enforcing this? Because it's very, very it's interesting to me. That's one school. I tweeted about it earlier today. Take Mark Bowman, for example. Mark Bowman's getting $8 million over the next 3 years. That's $2.5 million annually. Let's just assume that they're giving $16 million of the $20 million allotted in the rev share model to football. So a tight end is about to make what? What's that, 17.5% of USC's entire roster? I'm calling Fugazi. I'm calling that's not true. If it is, USC's not going to be very good. Jackson Cantwell's about to be 1/10 of Miami's roster? That's weird. Felix Ojo's about to be 1/10 of Texas Tech's roster? That doesn't make any sense. Y'all see where I'm getting at? That's all I'm bitching, moaning, and complaining about. Can I get some transparency? I don't care, Texas fans in my mentions today telling me that I'm a sorry loser. I don't care that you're able to do this. All I want to know is how. How are you able to do this? Yet we got some of these schools saying they got to get under a cap. I spoke to an Auburn person today that was like, nah, if Mr. Yellowwood wanted us to sign a top 5 class, we'd be signing it right now. There ain't no doubts about it.
Yeah, and I think that's some of the politicking that comes along with being a college football head coach right now, and there not being this set of rules to where, hey, if your teams might be, necessarily up against the budget, not the cap, but hey, our boosters have really expended as much money as they can. We don't really have, this extra $3 or $4 million to spend. You're going to go out and you're going to say, hey, we're out here trying to follow the rules. We're trying to we're trying to stay under that cap because that's the right thing to do. These other schools out here, they're breaking the rules. They're doing wrong, when in reality the school just has more money than spend. And that's clearly what Texas has right now. And look, it's what Texas is doing. They are paying for recruits, and it's working very well for them. It's going to pay off, it looks like, in this 2026 class. It's not a bad thing. It's obviously frustrating when you're a team on the outside, but if your team were doing it, you'd be just as happy.
Look, the 2 most popular time periods in the NFL season, you can see it right there on Google Trends, right? It's a publicly used tool that you can use to gauge interest. When are people reading about a certain topic? The 2 most popular, most read times, most engaged with times in the NFL calendar are the NFL draft and free agency. They have zero problem drumming up interest around their player acquisition model. Yet college football right now is losing fans hand over fist left and right because of their player acquisition model. I can't tell you how many fans are going through fatigue right now. It's in my notes right now. You better get this under control because I feel the fatigue. All right. I know this channel has experienced a lot of growth. All right. But I know for a fact that fans are not reading recruiting stories at the rate that they were. Two factors. One, doesn't matter how long and how well of a job my team has done in recruiting a player, whoever comes in with the biggest offer at the end is going to win. That's first and foremost. Secondarily, even if I land the kid, got about a 50-50 shot. He's not even going to finish his career at the school that I'm at. So I see so many college football fans just showing up on Saturdays, and I don't think they're ever going to leave. I don't think Saturday ball watching will ever stop. I think you're going to wake up, you're going to watch the damn games, you're going to go to them, you're going to scream until you lose your voice. But most of this bread is buttered February through July. And I ain't got no butter for you anymore because you don't care. You don't care anymore about this stuff. And it's a big, big problem in this sport, in my opinion.
But I will make a kind of argument on that. I think we're reaching a pendulum swing. Because 15 years ago, recruiting was not the industry that it was. It was not paramount to, reading down your chart. How many 5-stars does our team have? What is this high school recruit doing? What is this? I think we're reaching a point to where recruits have become so accessible. They become so publicized, and we're at a point where I think that's part of the fatigue. I don't necessarily think it's, oh, well, this team just bought another recruit, so I don't care anymore. I think it's just you've had college football recruiting, shoved down your throat so much to a point for the last 4 or 5 years because of the industry that we've seen, because of all the media, to the point where fans are kind of like, all right, you know what, I've seen this before. I'll see you in September. I'll see you in October when they start playing the games.
Like, do you think an LSU fan is going to get engaged with the next 5-star quarterback that they're recruiting after what happened with Bryce Underwood?
Probably not as engaged, no.
I mean,
you think they're going to read those articles the next time they're selling a 5-star recruit?
Probably if they get them committed, and then they're still going to be reading them. Yeah. The news will still matter when things happen. It's going to be the lead up to it that I think people are just like, we'll see what happens when it happens. Yeah. Because again, we're also reaching an era of college football where 15 years ago you committed to a school, you were going to that school. There wasn't a commit and then, I'm going to flip here, or I'm going to decommit and open my commitment back up in my recruitment process. Like, you commit and you stay. Not that I'm complaining about it. I'm just saying this is probably where the fatigue's coming from. When you're committed to a team up to signing day, you typically sign with that team. Like, there was more, unspoken rules in the recruiting industry, in my opinion, that kept fans engaged to this point.
Chat wants to know, what were y'all doing with Felix Ojo when that story happened? Laughing at Texas Tech for overpaying. I think was our general consensus about that topic.
Yeah.
It's like, this is not a $2.5 million player, is what our general consensus was on that one.
I think it's just, I think a lot of the fatigue, or like from my experience,
about transparency.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is like, it's the constant feeling of being led astray in certain areas, whether it be in like the holistic look of college football, the direction that's heading. These are the standards. These are the rules that are coming. This is what it's going to be about. And then none of it happens. None of it matters. And then like how one report about a team is coming out, and then the complete opposite happens, or what a head coach says about his football team is completely different than what actually is happening. Like the constant like misdirections and the constant leading people astray, and the constant people just not keeping it real. I'm not asking coaches to be 100% honest about what's happening in your football program or anything like that. But standing up there and giving people a bunch of BS about what your program is, it's tiring, man. Like, it's tiring listening to people tell you stuff that you know for a fact is not true whatsoever.
Yeah. And again, like, we could have so much more of general analysis about these teams if we had transparency about their contracts. If we knew how much you were paying guys and how long they were going to be there, we would spend the whole entire offseason talking about these transactions, because that's what it would become. Become transactional portion of the offseason, which is what the NFL has. Again, free agency time period is massive for that league. There's a whole entire time period of the offseason dedicated to that. The NFL draft is what it is because of the just the uniformity of it, right? The fact that we know how it operates. We don't know any of this stuff. It's all speculation.
My question for you on that, and this isn't me like questioning your logic behind it, because I agree with it. What made 20 years so different when there was no transparency, when the duffel bag got dropped off at the recruit store, and, we all kind of had an idea that was going on. We all speculated, okay, there's certain things that are going on to where these players are getting some sort of monetary compensation, and that didn't really seem to bother. Like there was no transparency then.
So that's the initial. I don't think the initial landing of the player to me is the problem, or that the problem that we're having right now. It's the constant moving. Mm-hmm. It's the not be, like once you land that 5-star, you just landed him. That's it. Yeah, it's like 1/4 of the battle. We got to battle that again every December and every April. The rest of his time he's here.
Mm-hmm. And I think
that's the problem.
And I think too, like 15 years ago, if you did lose a recruit to another program, there was people saying like, oh, well, so-and-so dropped a bag, like so-and-so paid. But like now you have actual values tied to this. You have actual values being reported about so-and-so's getting $1 million or so-and-so's getting this amount. And so I think that now that people are actually able to paint somewhat of a picture, it may be a little abstract, but you can paint somewhat of a picture of like what these players are actually earning now. Whereas before it's like, so-and-so probably didn't go to a school for free, but you didn't actually know how much it was
also,
until like maybe down the road.
Back then we weren't pretending like we were trying to act like we were playing by rules.
Yeah.
Right now we're actually trying to pretend like we're playing by a rule. Like there's a salary cap, like there's a limit. And some schools are acting like there's no limit. Some schools are acting like there is. It's just that's the weirdest part to me again. Quick question. Most embarrassing moment of your life. One quickly comes to mind. In 5th grade, I was going to receive an award on the stage. Can't remember what it was for. Definitely wasn't for perfect attendance. And thought I was a cool guy, going to skip a step. Fell right flat first onto the stage, slid across, stood up, got my award. Most embarrassing moment. What do you got?
Oh, there's a couple.
In 1st grade, I puked in the gym and a girl fell in it.
Oh, that's sick.
That's not
dude.
bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
cool,
not bad.
honestly. I had a really bad drop one year in 8th grade, like wide open touchdown, like bounced off my face.
That's not as bad as what is actually my most embarrassing moment. I took my shirt off in front of my kid when he first started being able to talk, and he asked me why I have you-know-what's like mama. So there was that. That was really embarrassing. That's not near as embarrassing as Memphis offering $250 million to the Big 12 and the Big 12 being like, I'm good. That's pretty bad.
There's something.
That's pretty bad.
There's something going on here that we don't know.
Something's
What's
going on with Memphis?
Like I don't like why Memphis is one of these teams that's like consistent. Like that's one of the better group of 5 teams. Like you would love to have.
Do you think all the opposing head coaches are like, no way I'm staying in Memphis for a night in a hotel? Like what? It's got to be something because it's 12 of 16. I looked it up today.
Look,
you got to get 12 of 16 votes.
Look, like I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 months ago when all this buzz about Sacramento State trying to move up a conference or whatever, and everybody's like, okay, buddy, sure, Sacramento State's going to do that. Like Memphis is one of the better G5 programs in college football, like certainly could earn their spot in one of these other conferences. Like this is a good football program, and $200 million couldn't move the needle.
I thought the Brett McMurphy said it was 250. 250. By the way, the Big 12, I looked it up today. As recently as February, there has been reporting from credible sources saying that the Big 12 is connected to private equity money, that they're out here seeking funding to balance budgets within their own conference, but yet $250 million comes from Memphis, and they're like, nah, you ain't coming over here.
Here's the only like logical thing I can think of is that the Big 12 and their coaches and ADs and everything looked at what's going on with the Big 10 right now and saying, wow,
too big.
We're a California team having to travel out to Ohio and all these things. It's logistical nightmares, football, whatever. But the softball team, the soccer team, the baseball team, all those teams having to create travel for that. Like Arizona to Memphis is a haul, especially when you have to do like certain teams. Like there's a lot of teams looking at like Utah, Arizona. I mean, Texas is not as much, but like Colorado, like that's not a short travel. That's not Georgia to Florida or Georgia to Alabama. Like that's a haul. That's the only thing I can think of to be like, you know what? It's not even a big enough brand. It's not worth it. That's the only thing I can think of.
The only thing I can think of is UCF, Cincy, some of these East Coast new teams were like, no way.
That's another one. Because I mean,
but dude, they let UCF into this league, so don't tell me logistics are the problem.
That's fair.
We got teams signing up to travel down to Orlando.
This is very true.
Don't tell me logistics are a problem. I think this was more of somebody in this league just didn't want these guys, which is very, very weird.
It could also be coaches going, look, This league is
Maybe
a
they're
crap.
scared of that FedEx money.
Maybe. I mean, this league's a crapshoot anyways. Why are we going to add one more mouth to the table that's going to be a suitable competition?
Also, if you're Memphis, why? You just got $20 million in NIL money to spend over the next 5 years in your conference. Like you're recruiting against teams that got nowhere near your budget. Why not just play for the group of 5 bid every other year?
That's a great question.
You know?
Maybe because they don't see the group of 5 bid as one that's going to last very long.
They might see it being
They-
eliminated.
But I mean,
They view it as a sinking ship.
I'm not taking a $250 million gamble on. I got to get into one of these Power 4 conferences because, if anything, a Super League's coming before all of that. The Big Ten and the SEC will dip off and do their own thing before those 4 conferences have full autonomy over the sport, even more than they already do.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm sure there's some logical reason to this that we just don't know. Like, I can't imagine why the Big 12, would say no to one of the stronger brands in the group of 5. Like you said, it's not a San Diego State. It's not one of these teams, Sacramento State, that's trying to,
I mean, it's not even a UNLV. Like, this is they compete in basketball.
Yeah.
Like, this is a real program. It's just weird.
Very interesting.
I released 2 film studies since the last time we were here in Mom's basement.
Yes.
Lagway and Marcel Reed, correct?
Lagway and Marcel Reed. Now, you were here for the Lagway study, and you were here for the Marcel Reed study. So, I want – this is going to be interesting to hear both of y'all's perspectives on this. Lagway, let's start with him. What a difficult system to play quarterback in. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not conducive to a guy making his first starts.
Every throw's a big boy throw.
Mm-hmm.
Every throw is 15 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. It's beyond nuts to me how much they demand of the quarterback. There's no layups in that offense. We charted it. In the first 25 throws, 2 of them were at, near, or behind the line of scrimmage.
Yep, and one of them was a goal line throw, so I mean.
Yeah. I mean, he has tremendous talent. There's no doubt about that. But that offense is going to be really, really hard to complete a substantial amount of passes in. It's really tough to play in, as I just mentioned. It's going to show enough of your abilities, though, to where you don't have to play extra. All right? That system does enough in terms of requiring you to make big boy throws that when it's not there, buddy, you need to eat it. I think that's what we learned from that study. When he tried to do too much, it was almost always bad. Like, now there are some play creatings where he's extending plays and making only throws that only DJ Lagway can make. But for every one of those, we throw one to the defense as well. We got to find some happy medium between that right there. You don't have to be a superhero all the time. Okay, you just can play boring a little bit more. If he can learn to play boring, I think he's going to – the sky is the limit for that football player. Now, we go from watching that to immediately turning on Marcel Reed tape over at Texas A&M, and they could not be further in terms of night and day from what one guy – I tweeted about it. One guy is being asked to solve world hunger while the other guy is getting layup after layup after layup. I mean, Marcel Reed and that offense is as simple as it can be. It's one read, it's pitch and catch, it's all RPO and simple half-field reads. I found it awesome to watch a young quarterback be handled that way. Like he was handled with kid gloves like young quarterbacks should be. Young quarterbacks should not be asked to turn their back to the defense 23 out of 25 snaps and be told to throw the ball 25 yards downfield every single snap. That's not how we should be getting some of these easy completions. We should be playing college football like some of these guys are. I thought Colin Klein did a great job of making it very easy on his first-year starter. I'm very interested to see how they're actually going to grow this offense in the second year with Marcel Reed and Colin Klein.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of reminded me of the offense that Ohio State ran with Justin Fields. It was very simplified, and it produced a lot. Now, Ohio State had really good weapons, so that kind of helps out a little bit, but things were simplified for him. Justin Fields was a good athlete, so he could also help you out in that area. Marcel Reed is a really good athlete as well. But, yeah, everything was simplified, and he still played on time, and he still played clean in that game other than the 2 interceptions. Well, really one interception that was on him. But
wasn't a whole lot of full-field reads being asked of him
No.
in that system, and I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not evaluating him right now to be an NFL starter. I'm evaluating what kind of growth and what kind of explosivity we can have on the college ranks.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea that you have to judge a quarterback by what their ceiling is for the NFL, throw that out the window. I don't think that matters very much. I am curious, though, if the dumbing down of the offense for Marcel Reed, and because we talked about it, like you talked about in the film study, how basically when Marcel Reed comes in there, it's a lot of RPOs, it's a lot of half-field reads. It's simple to make a young quarterback have a better go of things. My question is that done because this is a young quarterback, we want him to have experience getting his feet wet, or is that, we might not necessarily believe in the capabilities he has of being a full-fledged quarterback?
You got to remember, and I have to remind myself, they were splitting duties last year. So they very clearly, to me, watching them with Connor Weigman versus watching them with Marcel Reed, two totally different offenses. They did all the heavy full-field progressions with Connor, and then when Marcel got in there, they were, like you said, very RPO-y, very half-field ready, like I'm talking about.
Right.
But I think in year 2, we can develop the full offense around Marcel now that he's the only guy. Is he able to do it? I haven't seen it, but here's the deal. Comes from an under-center offense in high school, okay? Comes from a real pro-style offense, and Dad was a head coach at Tennessee State for 10 years.
Two very promising attributes.
Like, we've got NFL, we've got a long-time lifer college football pedigree.
Okay.
Which means I'm bullish on it. I'm bullish on all. My dad was a coach and I play quarterback now prospects.
Yeah.
Because I know you can talk ball. And if you can talk ball, you can probably see it when the bullets start flying.
Yeah, because the spin zone of, DJ Lagway being asked to do 1 million things as a quarterback as well, Billy Napier really believes in this guy and really believes that he will be one of the elite quarterbacks, to where you could say Colin Klein might not necessarily believe that with Marcel Reed, and they're kind of just trying to play to what he does best, similar to what Alabama did with Jalen Milroe.
No, honestly, I felt like they put the weight on Anthony Richardson's shoulders at Florida, too. Like, they were asking that. I mean, I think he was at 58% completion.
Yeah, it was not very high.
He was sub 60. And, again, when I watch these two guys on tape, first it shows me how differently everybody's trying to get it done, right? How differently offenses can be. But more importantly, it confirms to me that I know 99.9% of people that do our job are doing it with only the box score and the TV copy. And if you're doing that at the quarterback position, odds are it's freaking lying to you. It is lying to you with regards to what are these guys being asked to do. If you don't know what they're being asked to do, I don't know if you're 100% giving it. Like, you're not giving the right opinion more than likely. Agree or disagree?
It's a tough position.
I'm not saying everybody's got to watch 25 hours of tape every week, but it might help you a little bit. Every once in a while. Speaking of watching tape, I got top 10 SEC quarterbacks. I redid this.
Let's hear him.
Number 1, Lenore Sellers. I think he's the number 1 quarterback in all of college football. Explosive playmaker, developing as a passer, doesn't make the same mistake twice. Rapid growth from that football player. Number 2, Garrett Nussmeier. I think Nussmeier plays it like he knows it a little bit better than he actually does at this moment, okay? Playing with a little bit more confidence than his body is able to actually produce. If he can find that fine line between being a game manager and being a playmaker, watch out for LSU's offense this year. Number 3, Arch Manning. I saw enough on tape. I think this is going to be a really, really good passer and player of the position that is quarterback. He's going to play it the right way. He's going to play it on time. He's going to read things the right way. He's going to tie his feet to his eyes. Love what I saw last year from him. I think DJ Lagway in at number 4 is the most talented passer in all of college football. That kid makes throws that most people can't, and he did so last year pretty banged up. Now, Florida fans claim it's half a leg. I got it intestinal. We thought it might have been a shoulder. Who the hell knows? Let's hope he's healthy this year. I think the sky is the limit from here. From the ear, John Mateer. Now, this guy is very volatile. I think he's going to be very up and down this year. I think by the end of the year, he could be a top 3 quarterback in this conference. I think by the end of the year, he could be a turnover machine. I think there is going to be some growing pains for him coming from Washington State, doing some superhero things that really don't fly in this conference. That being said, he's going to make hella plays. He's going to make lots and lots of explosive plays, particularly with his legs. I'm expecting 8 to 10 designed quarterback runs for him this year out there at Oklahoma. Number 6, Diego Pavia, another volatile guy. I was telling y'all before the show, I think there is an opportunity that the SEC might have figured this one out this year. I think we're going to see this whole 3 yards cloud of dust thing maybe not necessarily work at the rate that it did last year, but I love the story. I think it's going to be really, really fun. I also think competitive, scrappy. My team believes in me because I got that chip on my shoulder attitude. I think that stuff works in college. I'm a believer in that stuff in college football. Number 7, we just got done talking about him, Marcel Reed. I think this is one of these football players that's got a tremendous opportunity for growth this year as the full-time starter and the guy that they believe in out there at Texas A&M. Hospital ball, number 8, Taylor Green. Got a good opportunity to end up in the hospital by the end of this year, or maybe in New York. Who knows? Probably not in New York because they won't win enough football games. But this dude is going to light up the stat sheet and the highlight reel and the you just got knocked out reel. All right, he's going to put wide receivers in trouble, and he's going to put himself in trouble. Number 9, Austin Simmons. Saw enough in the one drive against Georgia. My God, how cool, how calm, how collected. If you were on the field too, the whole stadium, you would notice, was like just lump in the throat. Oh my God, Georgia's about to steamroll us. Austin Simmons walking the ball on one of the best defenses in college football, and just the flash plays against the garbage time stuff that he's got going on is really, really good. Number 10, like what I've seen from Gunnar Stockton so far in the 25 meaningful pass attempts, 35 meaningful pass attempts that we've got from him this year. I think he's got an opportunity to vault himself up this list as well by the end of the year, as does an unmentioned guy. Ty Simpson's, if Ty Simpson is what I think he is, Ty Simpson's going to throw for 4,000 yards this year under Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Gray.
That's a big prediction.
Woo.
That's interesting that you put Austin Simmons ahead of Gunnar Stockton, simply because, I mean, the Austin Simmons sample size is relatively small. I know I think he had a really great drive against Georgia. Like, there's no taking that away from him. But, I mean, other than that, like, there's not a whole lot to go off of that I think suggests he's.
And, like, I want to push back on the Austin Simmons stuff, but I really can't justify a reason why to, because you get to a point on these SEC quarterback lists where you get past 6 or you get past 7, and it's all projection.
Yeah,
it's all projecting what these prospects are going to be. So why Austin Simmons is ahead of Gunnar Stockton, it's all of the reasons why we say people are not on board with Gunnar Stockton, because Austin Simmons does have some of the flashy traits and can do all the things that you would want a quarterback prospect to do, and he looks the part. I mean, when you see him walk around SEC Media Days, it's like, that dude looks like a quarterback in the SEC. But once you get past that, like to that tier, you're really just projecting, like, who do you believe in and who do you think is going to really excel in the offense that they're in.
If your speculations are correct about, because obviously there are some guys that just haven't proven anything that where you put them on there. What's your top 3? If top 5, because I am curious to see where you think an Austin or a Ty Simpson or an Arch Manning will win.
by end of year, what do I project it to be?
Correct.
Lenoris, Nuss, Arch, probably Lagway, and then one of the 3 between Marcel Reed, Austin Simmons, Gunnar, and Ty Simpson. I think those 4 have an opportunity to like really vault themselves into that top 5 discussion. I think the pure talent from Lagway is going to keep him in that top 3. The throwing highlights alone are going to keep that. And look, you can say, oh wow, he throws pretty, but like, dude, it's enough. When you make big-time throws like that dude has made, people are going to buy into you all the time because they just don't make them that often.
Just go watch Anthony Richardson's 2-point conversion against Utah.
Yeah.
That made him
I don't even like
$millions.
to do that because Anthony could throw it really far. This guy makes big-time throws.
Right.
This guy makes 65-yard post routes look like I just walked out there and handed it to you.
I'm more making
those types of throws.
I'm more making the point that you only have to have a couple of those and people will be buying no matter what.
There are quarterback prospects that no matter what, people are going to ignore all the signs. It doesn't matter what you do to an extent. Like,
see, he's not even Joe Milton 2.0 to me. Joe Milton throws it really, really far. DJ Lagway makes big-time, tight window, holy hell throws. Not, oh my God, he hit a wide open guy 70 yards down the field. I'm talking about deep over is running to grass outside the numbers. There's a defensive tackle in my face. I'm going to put my feet sideways to the line of scrimmage to make sure he doesn't step on my foot, throw it from the right side of my ear, and rip a dart over 3 defenders onto the sideline. Tony two-tap on the sideline for a completion 25 yards downfield. That's different than, oh, he hit the damn roof at his pro day. You know what I'm saying? Like those are 2 totally different things, in my opinion, and I think in most scouts' opinions. So there's that. Any other thoughts on that list? Like, I do think there's a chance. Like I said, I know I've repeated it now twice. The Vanderbilt thing could get figured out quick. They and by the way, we looked it up. They were 2-4 to end the year last year.
Right.
Okay, 2-4 to end the year last year. And even their wins, like they squeaked out a win at Kentucky, scoring 15, 16 points. It ain't like this offense was out here putting up 40 every week.
Now,
they just
again,
did that to Bama.
To their credit, their 4 losses were like Texas, LSU, South Carolina, like teams.
They were big boys.
Teams you were supposed to lose
Yeah.
to. It's not like you had the Georgia State loss in there or anything like that. Like the losses were teams you would have predicted them to lose to anyways. But no, I do agree. Like the Vanderbilt fun party train could very well come off the tracks this season.
Mm-hmm.
I do think this list was kind of a reminder though of how much potential there is in the SEC with the quarterbacks this year. Like there's a bunch of names where it's like, hey, if that guy's as good as we think he is, the SEC's going to have a lot of great quarterbacks. It's also a reminder of how inexperienced they are. Like I think you had Nuss at your, number 2?
Yeah, we only have 3 in this top 10. We only have 3 full-time. This is my second year startings. Lenore Sellers, Garrett Nussmeier, Taylor Green. Everybody else is in the first year of either and Pavia. This is my first time being. This is my job.
But there's no one going into like year 3 here.
No,
which is very interesting.
No, which honestly I think we're out of that. I think we're about to that time period where looking up and the Bo Nixes, the Dylan Gabriels, the Will Howards, they're gone. They're going to be out of college football. We're going to have a lot more of so-and-so's a first-time starter at major program.
But I didn't think that was necessarily a product of like the COVID era. Like you go back to like 10 years ago when Aaron Murray, A.J. McCarron, Zach Metmer, those guys were all multiple-year starters, like Johnny Manziel, like guys like that going into year 2 and sometimes even year 3, hell, even year 4 with like Aaron Murray and McCarron. Like, I don't think you see that much anymore. You definitely don't see that in the SEC right now.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Well, people just, like, if you're not – teams are not in situations anymore more than likely to where they have to start a player as a true freshman because they'll just go get a guy out of the portal for a one-year rental.
Stopgap.
Yeah,
Very
and
true.
then they'll play the next guy for the next 2 years, and then he'll move on his way. Like Lenore Sellers was kind of and he wasn't even playing as his first year.
I think this is going to move away, though, now that a lot of these teams are front-loading a lot of this money for high school quarterbacks. Michigan has to play Bryce Underwood this year.
Very true.
I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care about any. You have to play that guy because he has to get all of his warts out of the system so that year 2, when you're paying him a lot more money, he's actually worth it. Because if we wait and sit him to protect him year 1 and he's going through lumps year 2, guess what? We only got 1 good year of him. And now we just wasted $12 million.
And also, not to make speculations about the kid, but he's at Michigan. A large reason of that is money.
Yeah.
To say he won't leave if he doesn't start his first year because he gets more money elsewhere is not a crazy statement to make.
It's not blasphemous. It's not blasphemous at all.
But like, there's not a Dylan Raiola in the SEC right now. A guy that was, the 5-star that came in, immediately won the job, and will probably be at Nebraska for another.
Until he's drafted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't that right now, which is interesting. Like
Lagway, I guess, wouldn't fit this.
He
But
will eventually.
He might as well have.
He will eventually, but
Yeah.
he's only going into year 2.
I wouldn't put him in that category, though, because he wasn't going to play.
Yeah.
Graham Mertz was
Yeah,
going to be
if
the
Mertz
starter.
plays that whole year, he's just spot playing.
Yeah.
You're right. He doesn't fit that category.
Yeah, he's not. He didn't win the job per se.
Yeah. Arch doesn't.
Nope.
Simmons at Ole Miss doesn't.
Nope.
Obviously, Ty Simpson does it.
Yeah.
Huh. It's interesting. Hell, Julian Sand doesn't even fit this role.
No.
I think it's the portal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
110s?
Let's do it.
All right, here's how it is. Here's how this works, okay? Every football team has to go through summer conditioning. Every football team has a summer conditioning test. We put every football team through our summer conditioning test. Our summer conditioning test is 110s. 1 10-minute segment to gauge where a football program is. Let's start with the LSU Tigers, or we are with the LSU Tigers. Let's start with the biggest losses on this roster. What say you, boys?
Look, all last
We got to look to start.
all last season, one of the biggest strong suits of LSU's offense was they have 2 returning tackles that are NFL players. Those 2 tackles are not on the roster this year. That is a massive loss for the offensive line. Will Campbell and Emory Jones not being on the roster this year is a massive loss. I also think losing Mason Taylor at the tight end position is going to hurt them a little bit.
Yeah, I had Emory Jones and Will Campbell. I also gave Kyron Lacey a shout out, R.I.P. But I mean that was a big loss for them as well. I mean he was their best weapon last year outside of what Mason Taylor was able to do in their offense. He was another one of those NFL wide receivers that they had.
All right, a random name that I guarantee you nobody listening to this knows except for LSU fans. Braden Swinson. Anybody know that?
I've heard you talk about him before.
I've heard it.
I felt like number 4, who was number 4, by the way, last year, edge rusher for LSU. I felt like Braden Swinson was the only edge rusher the last 2 years getting home for LSU.
Mm-hmm.
The only one. I turn the tape on every week, and I'm like, oh, 4's getting home. Nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's 4 again. Nobody else. Did he get drafted? Will you look this up? Braden Swinson, because I felt like great football player. By the way, Brady.
I already got you. I knew how to spell it.
Hell yeah. But yeah, no Braden Swinson this year. Graduated. Gone. I'm assuming to the league somewhere.
He was selected in the 5th round by the New England Patriots.
Great selection right there in the 5th round. That dude's going to be in the league for a while. Gets home. They don't got that now. Who's their best edge rusher this year?
Patrick Payton, who I was going to say is probably their
From
biggest
Florida
addition.
State?
Yeah, I mean, he had a
Harold.
really solid year 2 years ago for
Yeah.
Florida State. And then he, like the rest of the football team, kind of dipped off a little bit last year. So I think that maybe if he can revert back to what he was in two years ago.
If anybody on the planet of college football needed a F it, he down there somewhere type of receiver, Garrett Nussmeier needed it, and Nick Anderson is it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nick Anderson is he down there somewhere. Just throw it. He'll catch it. Nuss needed that. They got that. That's their biggest addition.
Yeah, him and Barry and Brown, I think, are going to be kind of the supplemental pieces of that offense this year. I do think Jakeem Jackson, the cornerback from Florida, has the potential to be one of these guys where it's, we talked about it. Under Brian Kelly, I don't think they've had a first-round defensive back taken. So
Has LSU ever had a great white defensive end?
I'm sure.
Because they got one now, baby. Jack Pyburn stole him right off Florida's roster.
Yeah.
How's he eligible to play, by the way? Because he's a graduate transfer?
I guess so,
I think it's
yeah.
graduate
Transfer and got in during December.
Yeah.
So you're good there. No spring transfers there. Only December transfers in conference.
I believe
I guess so, yeah.
Yes. Only December transfers. So yeah. Jack Pyburn. Hey, real gritty football player.
Lunch pail guy.
Real lunch pail guy.
First in, last out.
I think he's like a mix of J.J. Watt and T.J. Watt.
I was thinking more like Chaz Chambliss and like the neighborhood security guard.
The neighborhood security guard's not that tough.
You don't think so?
No.
Like a tough neighborhood though.
If it's a tough neighborhood, they
real
don't have
tough
security
neighborhood,
guards.
and all he walks around with is a flashlight. He don't even need a weapon.
Tough neighborhood and security guard do not go there's no such thing. They don't exist together.
You sure?
If it's a tough neighborhood, there's no security guard.
Nobody wants to keep that
If there's a
job.
security guard, it's not a tough neighborhood.
I mean, you ain't never seen Friday.
I have seen Friday.
I
but
mean, he's a security guard in Compton, so like that just defies your theory. Boom, lawyered.
okay. You want to reference a movie where
Biggest strength on this roster, what is it?
I think they have the most experienced quarterback in the
Yep.
SEC right now.
Yep.
Which is weird to say because he made one start last season, but he's going on, year 7 of college football. He's got some real-time starts under his belts. He's played in very meaningful games. I mean, he balled out in the second half of the SEC championship almost 4 seasons ago, but it happened. He's got experience. I think that is one of their biggest strengths, and they're gonna have to build. They're gonna have to build the roster around Garrett Nussmeier.
And that's why I put this outside of the quarterback. Is it a bad thing I couldn't think of anything else? Like there was nothing that came as a close second. Like there was nothing that jumped.
Linebackers maybe.
Maybe, but again, like if you're going to talk about linebackers, I'm with you because Whit Weeks is good, but we're also
They're both
saying
coming off
Harold
injury.
Perkins is going to be getting back to what he was as a true freshman. We're still been waiting on that one.
Which, by the way, both those guys are coming off injury.
Well, they have 3 weeks, so surely 2 of them can combine for Witt.
Almost
Yeah.
got a whole month
Like
on the roster.
2 weeks as good as one. You know,
You know
What'd
what,
you
dude?
just say?
That was
They
good.
almost got a whole month on
I
the roster.
usually-
that's not bad.
I usually hate dad jokes.
That's not bad.
That's a good one, Jay
That's
Will.
pretty good. No, I'm with you. I think their biggest weakness right now is their offensive line and maybe defensive line. Unproven interior line play, both sides of the ball.
That's a weakness for sure.
Yeah,
I think,
can't be that way in this conference either.
Yeah, no, I think just in general, like the defense has not been the LSU standard that you saw, the last decade or so. And also, week 1 blues are a concern. That's a weakness. It's a trend at this point. 3 years in a row.
Most important player outside of Nuss is
Ashton Stamps. The fact that you don't even like that. Oh, you're agreeing now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ashton Stamps. He was really good. He was actually solid for them last year. Like I know that the secondary was concerning last year, but Ashton Stamps started 13 games for them last year. I think he was 3rd in the SEC in pass breakups last year. He's a returning starter for them. They brought in 3 transfers in the secondary, so obviously they knew that there was a problem, but Ashton Stamps is a returning starter. And like the name fits itself, guys. Come on now. You got a DB named Ashton Stamps.
my man Jakeem Jackson. I was watching y'all today. Patience. Don't come running downhill that fast.
Yeah. My most important player is Harold Perkins.
Yeah.
Simply for the fact of 3 years ago, he was, this guy's going to be the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. And since then, it's been a steady decline. If he can get back to anything that he looked like in 2022, now I know they've rearranged his positions a little bit. He's playing more off ball now. If they can get him to being anything and producing anything like he was during his freshman season, he will be a massive boost for that LSU defense, which, by the way, really needs it if they want to compete for a national title.
Now, you guys don't ever allow me to pick opening week non-conference games as most important game of the season.
I'm with you
That
here.
being said, you got to get a dub.
I'm with you here.
You got to get a dub.
I put
week 1.
Clemson as well.
I mean, for no other reason than this man put his reputation on the line.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought that I predict that they will
You
win
did
that
say
game.
that if any of those 50 predictions are wrong, you have to be unfollowed, right?
No, I didn't.
Was that
say
the stipulation
That was
there?
not the
I thought you have to
stipulation.
go 50 for 50.
What stakes did you put on this?
I didn't put any stakes. I
Is
just
this
said
just for
I
fun?
just said I'm going to give you all 50 predictions on the lead up to the college football season.
Let me know how that goes for you.
We'll see how it goes. We'll do the percentage at the end of the year. No, I think that the Clemson game is important, yes. The non-conference games, I think, mean a little less, obviously, because of auto bids right now. That's why I have week 3 against Florida as the most important game. Because if you lose to Clemson and you go in and you place Florida, a very, very good SEC team, and you lose that game, you're all of a sudden 1-2. Then Brian Kelly needs to be fired. LSU's a bust this season. They're not making a college football playoff. That all gets fired up. You can weather that storm if you lose to Clemson in week 1. That game's not as important. If you lose to Clemson, you better not lose to Florida. Same as, though, if you beat Clemson and then 2 weeks later you beat Florida, which will be probably a top 15 team by the time you play them, holy shit, the Tigers are 3-0 right now. LSU is legit. They are national. Like, that game is more important to their season than I think Clemson is. As important as the Clemson game is because of the week 1 curse.
I put Clemson.
Jesus Christ, dude.
What?
No, I'm going to give you your props when he's done. Go ahead.
I put Clemson because if you lose that game, you're not washing the stink off. You're never going to wash off the you lost to Clemson stink because even if you are a college football playoff team, that is going to be the whole talking point around that football team, especially if Clemson does what they've kind of done in years prior where they slip up in a game against somebody in the ACC that they're better than, that they shouldn't be losing to. That would only put fuel to the fire. So you cannot wash off the Clemson stink, and Brian Kelly wouldn't be able to wash off the you lose week 1 game stink either. So you got to win that football game.
I got him 9-3, maybe even 8-4.
I got 9-3.
9-3.
9-3. All right, you talking about washing the stink off. My man got a I don't work label, and it is a real stink. And I know people in the chat, they like to troll him about it. I just looked it up today. Any guesses on how many articles, or just looked it up right now, how many articles do you think you've written since July 1st?
Since July 1st, that's the last 21 days. I'm going to go 75.
Sir, you've written 95 articles in the last 21 days.
Damn.
You are a workhorse. We have a whole nother hour coming up right now.
That was a lot more than I thought.
Welcome into Talk the Dog, the show where we find a bone to pick and a take to give. These are not hot takes. These is dog takes. Can I talk that dog? What's up? You really like that? Let's shut up and grind some tape.
We are back.
Is there a wrong way to eat corn?
No, it's like when
Oh yeah, there definitely
yeah, no,
is.
the long way is in like
Oh, the long way.
Yeah.
I thought you said the wrong way.
no, I mean, well, that is the wrong way in my opinion. My humble opinion of eating corn, the long way is the wrong way.
I think the wrong way of eating corn is cutting it off the cob. I think you're doing it like, why not just eat corn out of a can?
You're not a fan of cream corn?
No,
I don't
I'm
like cream
cool
corn.
with it making it a secondary dish. What I'm not cool with is somebody grabbing corn on the cob, cooking it on a grill, and then coming in and cutting it off the cob with a knife. Nah, dog.
Yeah,
Put your
no.
hands on it and take your teeth to it like a real person.
My whole beef with corn is that,
You got beef with corn?
yeah, as good as it is and as much as I enjoy eating it, it serves no purpose for me to eat it.
Oh, so things in your life have to have purpose is what we're,
Well, like,
what we're
there's,
saying?
there's no use for it.
So if things don't have use, if they don't provide use to you, you just get rid of them?
Like, we couldn't, like, there's, like,
I'm just letting everybody who claims to be a friend of Jonathan
Lacking
Williams know, be
benefits.
careful. You better be providing worth.
My dad told me corn's the only food you can eat twice.
Watch out for your dad. Watch out for your dad, bro. Your dad's setting you up for failure. Welcome into our local hour. We got a load of one for you. Nick Abrams and Valdon Sohn committed to Georgia over the weekend. We're going to break out the film on those two football players. Georgia versus Texas is the new Georgia versus Alabama. We're going to talk about Kirby's advantages over Sark and Sark's advantages over Kirby Smart. What happened with Derek Cooper and Tyler Atkinson? We'll talk a little bit about it tonight. How do we cover recruiting? I'm asking. Tonight, I'm going to ask, how am I supposed to cover recruiting moving forward? What's next for Georgia on the recruiting trail? And I've got some Noah Thomas takeaways from the Marcel Reed story. But let's start tonight's local hour with the veggies on the plate first and foremost. Offensive tackle Ja Jackson is facing felony marijuana possession charges. In the state of Georgia, that means he was carrying more than an ounce of marijuana in his car. Also believe the police report, Jonathan said that he had a grinder in his car as well.
Yeah.
More marijuana paraphernalia, I think it was as it was listed in the police report. Look, I am not here to debate tonight whether or not marijuana should be legal. I am not here to debate tonight whether or not it's a shame alcohol and cigarettes are legal, but weed ain't. That's not what we're here to debate. What I'm here to tell you right now is that any habitual smoker in this state knows for a fact you are a goofy person driving around with more than an ounce. They all know that. If you've ever smoked weed in this state, casually, habitually, whatever, they know, don't be riding around with more than a zip. Everybody knows that. So I ain't got to go into no debates. All I got to do is say this was stupid, and he'll probably pay for his stupidity. He'll have to go through whatever he has got to go through to get this expunged from his record, which my history of knowing first-time offenders with this type of charge, he'll probably be fine. I don't know what his history or what his future with Georgia is going to look like, but this ain't smart, all right? There ain't no bones about it. This ain't smart.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I mean,
Comments,
not too
concerns?
much there.
There's not too much to add to that. Again, it's one of those things. And also, Athens-Clarke County is a decriminalized area. So, like, you have to have more than that to even get in trouble for it. So, just follow the rules, dude.
Yeah.
Whether or not we agree with what the rules are, they're there. You got to follow them. That's all I'll say.
Now, let's talk about the good news on the recruiting trail first and foremost. Okay, there's obviously been a lot of losses over the last couple of weeks. You want me to talk about the 7 Cloud stuff? I guess we'll talk about that. It's not a Georgia player. It's a Georgia commit. All reporting I've read on that, all police reports I've read on that, sounds like that is 2 really, really loud arguments and shouting matches between a boyfriend and a girlfriend that led to the police officers being called. One of which involved him breaking her cell phone. Everything I've read doesn't sound like there's anything crazy about that, you know? Mm-hmm. And y'all know my stance on domestic violence on this channel. I do not play about that, okay? We do not play about that around here. However, if you do the reading on that one, get away from him. Look, I've been wanting to say this one for a while, and I've been telling the Discord this, and I think I've alluded to something like this on the network. Here's what I know I'm going to tell my son about women, okay? As a man, consoling my son about women. If she makes your blood boil, whether it be good or bad, right? She make you crazy passionate or she make you just crazy, run. Run away from her. That is not a partner in life, okay? Shouldn't make you crazy. Shouldn't make you do that. If she makes you do that at all, run. Get away from her. I think it's a situation where he need to run. He need to run from this one. So there's that.
I mean, that's just a relationship advice in general. Don't
Yeah.
be around people that bring the worst out of you.
Yeah, or even just like the craziest high points of passion. They bring that one, they're going to bring the other side of it too. That's just my history of that in my past. So there's that. We on this network do not duck those topics. I don't mind talking about them. I don't feel uncomfortable talking about them. I don't want to bury leads. If something bad happens, we got to talk about it. We talk about the goods. We talk about the bads. All right? It is what it is. But there's that. Now, Nick Abrams. Let's watch this film. We got it up? Mm-hmm. It's a big-time linebacker. It's a really big football player, too. I think 6'3", 230. Maybe 6'3 plus.
Yeah.
Close to
30?
6'4". Yeah, it's a big football player.
It's a stout human.
Let's go look at it. Somebody said he's got no use for corn in the chat. Corn's delightful
I love
if
corn.
done right.
I love corn.
I like good, fresh corn on the cob off the grill. Got to give it a good butter roll, though, right after you're done with it. When it's nice and hot, too hot to put on your mouth, but hot enough to get that butter roll. That's the type of corn on the cob I'm rocking with. You know what I mean? Let's watch some Nick Abrams. That's a big, long, tall kid right there in the middle of that defense. We got the white spat, too, Kirby. What should we think about that?
I like the white spat.
Ooh, oh!
Oh.
All right, I want to see us unroll. Hey, I want to see us finish.
I was going to say.
Yeah, I want to see
big-
us finish on the other side of that ball carry right there.
Big hit, but you absorbed a lot of that.
Yeah, I want to see us roll our hips and go the other way.
Now, you stomachted him, and that was a stocky running back.
Now, I don't know what he's listed at. He ain't playing at 230 in this tape. He's playing about 215 in this tape.
Yeah, he looks.
Looks a little thinner.
I like the closing speed.
6'2",
I like-
220.
Yeah, 220. I like the drip and the movement patterns. This is a good mover right here.
Mm-hmm.
Close. Caught it with our body. Like to see us catch that with
also
our hands.
dropped.
stay on our
Also
feet.
dropped very deep on that.
Yep. Also,
If you go back to that play,
yep.
his drop, if number 3 is running
We drop way out
any
here.
type of in route, that play is going to be completed. Right there. Any cutting in route. If
Yeah.
you have a quarterback worth half a cent, they will be able to. Now, again, that's very minor, and that'll be fixed when you get to the next level.
My critique here was let's stay on our feet, you know? Let's
Yeah.
not just fall on the ground because we don't trust our hands. Get to see the twitch right here in the athleticism. Boink.
Oof.
Yeah. I'm saying big, tall, smooth mover. It's a really good take right here. It's good closing speed right there.
It's fun watching players that are just very clearly athletic.
Yeah. Never in a bad spot.
Like, they just so obviously trust what their body can do.
Yeah. We're going to watch one of those on the channel tomorrow. Maybe the best at that. Just trusting where our body's going first.
Could this be like a Chris Cole projection, or is this a true
I'm trying
will?
to sit here and think of a comp. It's just these bigger, taller, longer athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, I don't know what he runs in a 40. But I'm surprised if this were like a small school kid, he might be big enough and athletic enough to play safety.
According to Chad, he runs 4.57.
Yeah, like that's some high schools are putting this guy deep safety, and we're converting him into college closer to the ball. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's a tough comp. The Chris Cole comp's not a terrible one. I don't hate it.
Kind of that utility
Yeah,
third down.
hybrid backer, Willie.
Can run if you need him to, but you really want him going off the edge.
Yeah. I mean those that.
He fills alleyways
This
fantastically.
2 to 7 yard burst right here is really, really impressive. Right?
No false
here.
step either.
None. Now, I would like to see a little bit more power in the pads on tape. Amen. I want to see a little bit more big.
Doesn't
big
bring
time
his
hitting.
hips.
Yeah, we don't strike all that well, but our pursuit ability and our general athletic frame is rather impressive. We're going to catch one and score a touchdown here. We move really, really well. Mm-hmm. It's a great mover. Now, I do want to say something. Okay, because I think some Georgia fans are probably just trolling. But I saw some, we don't even need Tyler Atkinson. We got this. That's a great player. It's a really good player. Tyler Atkinson, guaranteed Sunday guy. Guaranteed Sunday guy. Might be Fred Warner. Might be Fred Warner.
And that recruitment is over. Like there's no we're getting back in December and saying, hey, you remember us?
I mean, unless he's just going to stone cold walk off on 1.5 from Texas, which is, again, what I was told he got from a credible source. Probably not. Probably not going to be walking away from that one. Who else we want to watch? You want to watch this Valdenson commitment?
I've not
from
seen it.
Sweden.
Yes, he is.
By way of North Carolina or Virginia? By way of Virginia?
I can't remember.
Well, you're going to find out on this huddle when you pull it up. Where's he say he's
Sweden.
playing?
I can't read it. Can you read it, Kirby?
Yeah, my man from Sweden.
That's Virginia.
Okay.
Now, this guy comes from, what is the PPI?
Yeah, I think
Is
that's
that
what it's called.
the international recruit company that gives all these international
The
recruits? to all
second
these
one
SEC
Kirby's
schools?
landed.
Yeah, JJ Hane.
Hane.
Yeah.
And the only guy he's missed that he's recruited is my man that went to Ohio State that is now transferred to Texas, Hero Canoe. That's the only miss they've had from PPI. So let's go take a look at this tape right here. This is a conversion. Okay, this is a football player that just came over to America. Let's go grind this tape.
How do these kids even find out about American football?
I think American football coaches find out about
It's
these
their-
kids far before they
Yeah.
find out about American football.
It's like their whole job to do that.
Yeah. This started when I was in high school with basketball at a school, Green Forest. You ever heard of Green Forest in Atlanta? Green Forest was recruiting all these kids they were from Africa.
Now
So
a lot
they-
of them do it.
I mean, they
Yeah.
come over just yamming on
Spire
everybody.
does it.
So, yeah, there's an international pull for football now, as we see. Okay? He in there in the middle.
He's interior.
Oh, yeah, we got some violence in our hands. Is that him 52?
I think he's 53.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a
It was a tough look.
tough highlight to find.
Yeah. He's 52. All right, somebody was trying to cut him right there. He got over the cut and made a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pure camp eval, I can guarantee it. I'm going to shuck hands right there, finish. Yeah, this
Oh.
is 100% a kid that came to camp and blew everybody away. We got good get off, I guess. He's a top 250 guy, isn't it?
The uncoachables are there. Like the things that you can't coach,
Yeah.
that just have to be naturally born with, they're all there. It's obviously a very, very raw prospect.
I like Kirby that despite the fact that we are 100% raw, we play with good natural pad level and violence in our hands. Like this
Yes.
clip right here coming up, we're underneath the shoulder pads of this offensive lineman. We're in his throat right here really quickly. Bam.
Yeah.
You're right. That is an uncoachable, right? I can't be trying to teach you how to be violent and how to play with low pads.
Because I would assume that this kid's been playing football for less than 5 years.
Yeah, I'd give him less than 3. He's probably been playing since he was 15,
Yeah.
you know?
So, I mean, to be at this area where you are as a player is
I mean, look at
very
that
promising.
stance.
Yeah, Trey Scott's going to fix that.
Yeah. No step either. We're just kind of catching and holding.
We're just out there playing.
We're just out there playing ball.
We're just out there playing
Just out there
ball
playing
right now.
ball, baby.
Yeah, that's
That's
exactly what it looks
Green.
like.
Oh, we're going to
Sniff.
sniff a screen right here.
No. All right. Let Jay Will make the dad joke.
I don't know if that's you sniffing screen, buddy. All right. Camp eval. It's okay. You need those all the time. But again, isn't this a top 250 guy?
He's a composite 150.
Composite 150. So you know what that tells me? Because that, no offense to Valden, that's not 150 tape. That tells me every coach that has this kid on campus calls these recruiting services and says, "Oh my
247
God."
has him as 46.
Yeah. Mr. Ivins done got the phone call on that one. Mm-hmm. This guy's been camping out of the world, I would imagine. He was doing private camps with Ohio State, doing all kinds of different stuff.
Which, I mean, hey. I don't see any, like, are you as excited about this player as you would be a Tyler Atkinson or Derek Cooper? No. Does that mean the potential, the ceiling's not there? Of course, there's still plenty of room for this kid to grow and be a really good player for you. So,
I mean, I don't know where I would be. If you were a scouting advisor, okay, for the University of Georgia, and you said, all right, you've got this guy who came to camp and balled out, and you love everything about him from an in-person evaluation, just in shorts and T-shirts, and you got this kid who's just got lights out tape, but the in-person workout was iffy. Who are you taking? Because I know who Georgia takes.
I would take
Georgia takes the biggest lump of clay.
I was gonna say the pride of me in the coaching, saying I have the ability to coach these guys up.
Yeah.
I've done it before. I've done it with Jordan Davis. I've done it with name a player. I'm taking the kid that's got all the attributes.
Yeah. And I get why they do it. I got into this conversation very early on in my career. It's like, why every kid I send y'all like, man, I ain't paying attention to it. This guy, the last time I did this guy went on to so-and-so school, balled out. This guy, not big enough, not fast enough, not strong enough. In reality, let's say a running back, for example. I paid, when Dale McGee was here, y'all paid y'all's running backs coach $1.1 million. If he ain't good enough to coach the traits guy into the great football player, we're giving the wrong guy $1.1 million.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I get why they do it the way they do it. I also get why that thought process gets you in trouble with a Jacob Hood every once in a while.
Oh, for
Right.
sure.
You know what I mean? Thinking that I'm better than what the athlete should be. That kind of stuff.
But I mean, we see this in the NFL all the time.
Yeah.
The traits are just that good. We can fix him when we get there. First round pick, he's a bust 5 years later.
Yeah.
Like, it happens every year. It's a tale as old as time. Coaches thinking they can do that. And by the way, there's also the tape is immaculate. Ignore all the metrics. Ignore all the measurables. Watch him on Saturdays. This kid can play. There's also examples of those players not working out in the league. So it's a crapshoot either way.
All right. Speaking of crapshoot, a little bit of a crappy weekend.
Yeah, it
A little bit
wasn't
of a
great.
crappy weekend.
The crowd that says Kirby never gets put in the locker took a big hit today. Not to say he got put in the locker, but
I mean,
the allegations
I thought Derek Cooper was the best running back in the class.
it would be hard to beat the allegations
I
for
thought
this week.
Tyler Atkinson was one of two guaranteed certified. That guy's going to play on Sundays for a decade, him and Mark Bowman. And I thought James Johnson was the best defensive tackle in the class. All three of which are now Texas Longhorns within 72 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Bit of a bad weekend.
Certainly
yeah,
not.
bad
If Kirby's
weekend.
ever been stuffed in a locker or ever will be, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, thoughts. By the way, before you start panicking, running for the hills, think still the number 2 overall class?
Yes.
Still higher than Texas.
Not hurting. Not hurting for good football players.
The only thing about it is like the reaction to it, like, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do about it? Like, there's only
Get your money up, Jonathan.
and that's fine. Yeah, I mean that is
Quit
what you
being
have to
broke.
do. You got to find somebody that'll give you that extra, I don't know, $500,000 or whatever it is that where you can land Derek Cooper, Tyler Atkinson, and James Johnson on the same class. But other than that, Georgia Tech checked every single box for all three of those guys. They just didn't check the final box, which was literally the check. Like, you didn't check that box.
I feel like this is what Alabama fans felt like in that 2018 to 2019 era when Georgia and Kirby Smart had finally emerged as these recruiting powerhouses, where they were getting all the guys at Bam, the quote that, these used to be Nick Saban guys. Now they're going to Georgia. They're taking, their coaching training staff, and they're going to Georgia. Saban's losing players and guys and coaches to Georgia. They're all going there. That's probably the frustration they felt.
I think there's one – the only big problem with this, the biggest problem that I find, do you know what it is?
What?
Just take a guess. What's the biggest problem with what Texas is doing right now?
It's more sustainable?
That's it. It ain't going nowhere. This ain't going to stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, they finally got a football coach that they believe in. First time since, 2009? 2010?
Mm-hmm.
We got a multi-billion-dollar fan base that's just now got a football coach that they can throw money behind.
yeah.
I've been walking through the desert for 15 years.
That's what I was going to say, though, is it stops when you stop winning again.
Well, no, I think it stops more when you win, like, to the rate that Georgia has or to the rate that Alabama did, where guys
Content.
stop showing up. Content, right? Fan base gets content. The return on investment has already been enjoyed. We've got those 2 titles, 3 titles, 4 titles, however many it is, and we're good. But they've gotten a taste. They've gotten playoff taste.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just invigorated everything.
I mean, look, it is one of the worst case scenarios for if you are one of these fans that enjoys college football and you're worried about your team not winning national title, Texas is here to stay. Texas has become, the monster that everyone feared that they were and made fun that they, would never be. Texas is quote unquote back. So that's a reality that you have to deal with. I think that's probably the more frustrating thing is that you're seeing this team that walked into the conference the first year, has proclaimed that they run the SEC, is doing all their winning on the recruiting trail. Whether you believe it's ethical or not, they're beating you in the recruiting trail right now, and they're claiming that they are the top dog. I think that's very frustrating if you're a Georgia fan to watch that, especially after you beat them 2 years.
Seems to me the chat's biggest frustration with Texas fans is that they won't admit that money is a factor.
But there's some that will. I'm
more a fan of those types of fans that are
the
like,
ones.
So what?
The ones I've seen on
Get your
Twitter
money up.
over the last week is like, boo-hoo, cry more, go get more money. Like, those are the ones that I've seen. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Go get more money. Go pay the players. But the ones that are like, again, like Chad's saying, playing saint, acting like they're doing, like, come on, dude.
The Texas coaches in my DM saying, we just got a great culture and Austin's a great city.
Meanwhile,
stop it.
The videos that are surfacing on the
it's a great
internet.
city. Such a great city that Derek Cooper never came.
Unofficially.
He did have an unofficial video.
More so, like, meanwhile, the videos that are surfacing on the internet right now of what a recruiting visit looks like at Texas.
Well, that's just a deal. That's just a local booster
No, I know,
who owns
but
all those vehicles.
When your head coach stands up there on the podium and is like,
we're about culture,
it's
baby.
Relationships.
It's relationship
We don't talk
building.
about money until the very end. But
We'll
hey,
never talk about
come
money.
on your official visit. Let me show you what your new ride might be when you get here.
Might be. That's guaranteed. No
Even
payment.
better.
No payment. That's free lease. It's part of your deal.
1.5 and a Lambo? Come on now.
Ain't bad.
No, that's not bad at all.
Might get your pops a house with some acreage, too. I mean, allegedly. Allegedly. I did hear that people were asking for acreage nowadays. They want land as part of their NIL deal.
This is part of the reason why people are getting burned out on recruiting.
It's what invested land now.
Yep.
Coach, I need you to invest in my Roth IRA.
You got any deer hunting property over here?
I'm trying to think, though, like the battles have been pretty consistent between these football programs. I mean, they battled over Pro Throw. Georgia wins that one. They battle over Chase Calicut. Georgia wins that one. Justin Williams last class. Georgia wins that one. There's been several go the other way. Tyler Atkinson, Derek Cooper, James Johnson.
Arch.
Yeah.
A very famous example of that
sure.
right there. So I don't think this is going anywhere. But I guess the new debate or the new topic we can spin this off into is where are the advantages for each football coach? So we'll start with what are Kirby's advantages over Sark?
Kirby has clearly shown that he is at least competent in putting a stop to a, quote, Steve Sarkisian offensive system.
At least the Texas version of it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a prayer at Alabama, but nobody did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you have 2 first-round wide receivers, that's –
the Texas version of the Steve Sarkisian offense, Georgia and Glenn Schumann and Kirby Smart have put that into a box more than anybody else. I would agree.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's an advantage there. I think that's the advantage that Kirby has right now. You've shown twice in the 2 times last year that, that offense didn't score 20 points either game.
That was one of my 3. He's got experience
over
Sark. And he's, when all things are fair and all things are equal, he's a better recruiter than Steve Sarkisian. But all things aren't fair.
Yeah.
And all things aren't equal.
No.
Yeah.
So I think those are the 3
I also think
advantages for me.
I also think Kirby Smart's got the longevity right now.
Yeah.
We're going on year 8 or 9 of Kirby Smart being a top 3 coach in college football.
They're about the same age, aren't they?
About that, yeah. Sark's been around for a while. He had the tenure at USC, obviously. But we're going into realistically, we're going into year 3 of the Steve Sarkisian experience really working at Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kirby's younger by 2 years.
Checks out. That honestly doesn't surprise me.
Huh.
But the longevity of Kirby Smart and the greatness at Georgia far outweighs what Steve Sarkisian's has been at Texas right now. Now, again, longevity doesn't mean much when you're winning games, but the reality is right now I think Kirby Smart has that advantage because he's proven year in and year out with multiple rosters that you can do this.
We got to talk to Kirby about his skincare regimen because Sark's 49, holding a little bit stronger than Kirby's 51.
Yeah, I'll let you be the one to go up to Coach Smart and say, Coach, let me tell you how to take better care of your skin real quick. Let me put you on game real quick.
Coach, looking a little wrinkly.
Coach, I was shocked to find out Sark's actually older than you. Don't think that would go over very well.
No. Have you seen Caden Proctor, Kirby? Because I think that he could really help you out with a couple of things.
That
man.
guy's banana peeling for sure. That guy's doing the bucket ice water and banana peeling for sure.
Yeah.
What are Sark's advantages?
I mean,
resources seem to be
the
greater.
resources are definitely bigger. I would argue that the brand of his program is bigger.
I think the most important thing is like he's new. He's the brand new toy in college football. Like that, he's all the hype right now. Like Texas has all the momentum building up for them right now. Like Georgia's just trying to plateau at their peak right now. Like they're just trying to stay where they're at and continue their dominance. Where everybody loves a new talk around town and wants to be become the legendary player at Texas that brought them a national title after, I don't know, however many years it's been since they won their last national title. Like people want to be the new thing. They want to be a part of that. They want to be what everybody's talking about. And Texas is certainly that.
I will also say this about Sark. I think being an offensive-minded coach makes you a little bit of a sexier prospect to a recruit, even if you are a defensive player, because defense is defense most of the time. The DC will handle that. Being an offensive-minded individual is much more appealing to recruits, in my opinion, than it would be for a defensive-minded. I think that's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily have anything to prove that. That's just kind of my inkling on that.
I would argue that Sark has more quantity of high-quality players around him in his 5-hour radius.
In his radius?
It's just more.
Yeah.
There's more players. Mm-hmm. That's an advantage.
But, I mean, again, he hasn't really nailed down that state yet, so.
I don't think he's tried.
That is true as well.
I think we have to, I think we got caught up in this last year with Alabama. It's very clear to me that Alabama did not want those players in state last year. If they wanted them, they'd have got them. Mm-hmm. If you've watched how they're recruiting this year, if they want somebody, they getting them right about now. So there's that.
Another advantage that Kirby.
He's got Arch. He's got Arch for 2 seasons. That's an advantage.
We believe so.
We believe so. Don't throw yourself in our carriage over here.
What?
Oh,
don't be.
We're
over
alienating
here.
you.
Don't
Why
be
am I
over
going to
here.
stay away?
Don't be here in the Arch believer bandwagon. Okay,
Well,
you're over there on Arch Doubter land. All
I'm not
you're
an
by
Arch
yourself
Doubter.
on the stage, Arch Doubter land.
Oh my god.
Yeah, here's something new, Texas fans. He thinks Arch is a fraud.
Never said that. Never said that.
This guy
We're just
doesn't
gonna-
work, and he thinks Arch Manning's a fraud.
He's
Where
going to
did-
put a smudge on the Manning
Where
name.
did that one even come from? The I don't like Arch. What did I say that made you guys
You're
run with that?
You're Mr. Pump the Brakes. You're Mr. Mavis Brakes pads on the Arch Manning.
Look, you didn't even rank him inside your top 10.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, oh, yeah, he did.
Fourth.
He definitely
Oh, I
did.
missed that one.
Third. Hell, third.
Ah, well. But no, still.
See, hates Arch so much he bypasses the man's
The
name.
name
on
just
rankings.
passes through one ear and goes
just
out the
right
other.
through. Doesn't even retain the Arch
I
Manning
think Arch
name.
is going to be a great quarterback for the
Crazy
Texas
work.
Longhorns. I don't think he'll be the best quarterback since Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow wasn't even the best quarterback since Tim Tebow.
I don't even know what that means, but I love it. It's provocative. Gets the people going. Any more advantages?
Kirby Smart has the advantage of actually, getting over that hump. There is
Actually having one?
there is something to be said about, the mental block of getting all the way to the edge and not being able to, win the title. Steve Sarkisian's been in the semifinals twice now and has lost in semi-heartbreaking fashion.
Texas also has the significant advantage that the SEC is obviously in the bag for them.
Mm-hmm.
Always making their schedule easy. Always giving them a better ranking system. Always looking the other way when they're clearly cheating. Just always. It's just Texas, Texas, Texas.
I wouldn't
At
go
least
that
that's
far.
what my friend Billy Lucci tells me.
Well, Billy, I think we need to put emphasis on who Billy Lucci is.
I think the people know who Billy Lucci is.
If you
I
don't
think
know-
you got to tell them.
If you don't know who
Especially
Billy
the
Lucci
Texas
is,
fans listening to
he
this.
is arguably the biggest media member of Texas A&M.
You didn't have to tell them. You didn't
said-
even have to tell them.
Look,
They
dude,
know. Just Google it,
Look,
bro.
we got a lot of new listeners here. I'm just making sure all the bases are covered.
I don't think they're going anywhere.
Texas, no.
No, not
No.
anywhere anytime soon.
No.
They're going to go 2 years of Arch Manning starting with pretending that KJ Lacey has the job, only to watch Diabell start for them, and he's going to be a guy too. They're going nowhere.
They're going to be fine.
Yeah, you're going to have to deal with this for a while. Just give me some type of clarity. Just give me some type of transparency on these rosters and what they got going on there. Now, it's very clear to me that Texas is going to have to actually score against Georgia before I'm like, all right, you're in trouble. You know, like put a good game together offensively against this defensive coaching staff, and then I'll buy it, particularly running the football. Like, they have a tough time. I don't care what the box score says. They have a tough time running the football efficiently against this Georgia defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, at least in my opinion, it's because of that 50 front they throw at them. They put 5 down on these guys every time. Big wide nines on them so they can't run wide zone at them.
Nope.
So there's that.
And if you do, you get a holding call. Oh, that one was controversial.
Yeah. What's next for Georgia on the recruiting trail? Actually, I want to talk about this first. After we just got done talking about the Tyler Atkinson and Georgia thing, or the Texas thing, and Derek Cooper and stuff like that. I'm asking the chat genuinely, how do we as a channel and as content creators and as writers, how do we go about covering recruiting moving forward? I'm genuinely asking the audience because it tells me, based off your viewing habits and your reading habits over the last couple of years, you've lost interest on this because of the way things go. Like the Tyler Atkinson thing. You've been reading about Tyler Atkinson in the Georgia space since 2020, since 2021. You've been reading about this 5-star edge rusher that turned into an inside linebacker that was supposed to be the next great thing. Got an offer from Georgia before he ever played a high school snap. Went on his freshman year to have 180 some odd tackles. Got every offer in the country. Continued to be recruited by Georgia. Went on a dozen and more visits. Got wrote about every single time you heard about him. You might have fell in love with him as a prospect. Thought he was going to be the next great Georgia linebacker. And then right before his commitment ceremony, boom, this kid's going to Texas. And I know, because we build an entire business strategy off of the offseason covering recruiting. Hell, I have poured more time into covering recruiting than any other aspect of this industry, and it's a dying aspect of this right now. Like, y'all, in fact, you're spurned by it. You don't want to hear about it anymore. If I mention the words NIL, if I mention the words transfer portal, you're turned off. You don't want to listen to it anymore. So I just want to know, how do we go about recruiting, or how do we go about covering this moving forward? What do you guys think?
I think that part of the reason why recruiting is like somewhat of a dying breed, if I could call it that, is it's very predictable, but also very unpredictable at the same time. Because whenever you see like a player releases top 5 or whatever, I mean, I see it all the time. If a player has a certain school in their top 3, everybody says it's definitely that school. That player is going to, and it kind of changes every cycle because different programs are recruiting at different rates every single cycle. But people feel like they can predict where that player is going before it even happens. Like this was happening with Miami for a little bit. Like everybody's like, well, that guy's going to Miami because Miami's going to pay whatever it takes. But there's also a lot of unpredictability with it because things like Tyler Atkinson happened, where it feels like Georgia's the front runner for him for a long time, and then all of a sudden, bam, Texas Longhorns are landing him. So I think I don't know how you go about it though. I don't know what you change in your reporting to get people back into it.
I think one of the things, and credit to us because we do it with going up on the board and actually watching the film of these guys. I think the recruiting market is so saturated nowadays. There's 5 different sites to tell you the player's ranking. There's 5 different player comps. There's 5 different evals. There's 20 different guys, giving the spiel on what this player is, what they can do for you. I think the main problem with the recruiting market nowadays is people have realized that covering recruiting in itself is a business more so than ever. It's no longer just a means to stay in touch with your team. There's paywalls for everything. There's different chats for every different site. And again, I understand that's how companies, earn revenue at this time of the year when there's not actually games being played. But I think if we were able to offer some sort of creativity in how we cover it, I don't know what that is. This is kind of just me spitballing here, but being unique in the sense of not just saying, hey, here's the intel that we're hearing that literally 5 other sites you have to pay for are also hearing. Here's what we're hearing. Here's what we see. This is the eval, the play. Like it's all been cookie cutter at this point to where I think the product has become stale as an industry.
I'm with you. All good theories. My general concern is that people are losing interest about anything other than the result on Saturday.
Yeah.
Which we cover great. I'm not lying. Like we know we do. We do the analysis pre-game as well as anybody else. We definitely do the post-game analysis better than anybody else because we're actually watching the game. We're watching the football. I'm curious what the hell we do February through July because it's a very important aspect of this sport. We need to be talking about college football during the offseason. We need the interesting storylines. We need you to care about those players long before they get to school. That's the lifeblood of this industry. This industry was created off of covering recruiting first, not the games. Like that, the internet industry of covering college football has always been circulated about recruiting. Starts and ends there. And then what actually happens with the games and the analysis and the news coverage, that's a whole nother aspect of this. But these sites were built and cultivated off of recruiting coverage. And now half the chat's sitting there saying, I don't care. I really don't care. Or just watch the film. We watch the film, but we can only watch so much film. There's got to be stuff that we talk about here.
I mean, again, I think it kind of goes back to nobody wants to get attached to anybody. Nobody, like even the players that are on your roster, I see people say like, I don't want to get attached to them because, dude, I don't even know if they're going to be here in 6 months or whatever. Like they might play 1 season, 2 seasons, then they're gone. So again, I think it's like a conglomeration of everything, of like the transfer portal, NIL, all of it. I think it all plays a role.
The fluidity of the sport, of rosters at least, has really decreased, I think, the passion for it. You still care about the team on Saturdays, but you don't love the individual players as much.
I think all of that could be fixed if we squeezed it into a window.
Yeah. When you put limits on it.
We would change that transition period into more of a climactic off-season edition period. It would feel different. Now, obviously, the losses would still suck, but that whole time period of you're clinched up because you're worried about people leaving, while also intrigued by what you're going to add in that 7 to 10 day window. That's what the NFL does, and that's why they're successful. One of the reasons why they're successful.
But it's also
they are.
There's not, hey, this guy had one great season for us on his contract, and now he's leaving.
Yeah.
Like there is a set amount of time where you will be on this team no matter what. If you're happy, if you're unhappy, if you think you can make more money, you are here because
if the team wants you there, you will be there.
Yeah, because you have signed a deal to make you there. That's not necessarily the same place in college football right now because there's no contractual obligations, which I think Kirby Smart also mentioned that as like adding contractual obligations to make players stay.
I just think you can't go further than a year term. Then you have to just give them a year and then limit the amount of transfers that they can have.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how I would do it. Now, next question is, what's next for Georgia on the recruiting trail? Okay, obviously Valdon Sohn and Nick Abrams committed over the past weekend as they missed on a couple of other guys, and they're at 29 commits now.
I'm checking.
Is that correct? Are they almost at? They're almost at 30.
They're at 30.
They're at 30.
30 hard commits.
30 verbal commits at this point. So, first and foremost, rule number one, objective number one, hold on.
Yeah, I think that's...
Hold on. That's objective number one. Hold on to what you got.
Yeah, it's July right now. Yeah. There is a lot.
And according to Hugh Freeze, everybody's resetting August 1st. So there's that.
We'll see about that. But no, you have an entire college football season to get through of holding on to the 30 players. We talked about it a couple months ago of how Georgia always hovers around that 27 to 30 mark. You have seemingly all the players that you were going to get in this class. Even if you added Derek Cooper, even if you added Tyler Atkinson, that was 32 players. You were probably going to shed some off with those commitments. The 30 you have right now need to be the 30 that you have going in December, or make that your number one goal.
It's about to be 31 on August 2nd, by the way.
Right. But I don't think there needs to be, we lost Atkinson, so we got to go get this guy, or we missed out on Derek Cooper, so we got to go get this guy. The 30 you have should be the 30 you're cool with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it's definitely hold on. I think the biggest question for me outside of that would be who's the flip target. Kirby always has one of these guys that when it comes down to the wire closing in on early National Signing Day, there seems to be a prospect that Georgia's really pushing to flip. Last year, C.J. Wiley. The year before that, it was K.J. Bolden, oddly enough, two Florida State guys. But, I mean, there's always seems to be one player that Georgia really hunts after down the stretch.
My question on that is, and maybe you have
Sedarian Morgan.
Maybe you have the insight on this. Are the flip guys
Sedarian Morgan?
No. I'm asking. Is your quote unquote flip guy this
Sedarian
year
Morgan.
a break in case of emergency situation? Because if you remember when you flipped KJ Bolden, the whole theory of it was, well, we got KJ Bolden because Dylan Raiola left the class. Then when you flipped, who was it last year? CJ Wiley?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got CJ Wiley because Justice Terry flipped out from under us, so it was kind of our break in case of emergency. If you hold on to your 30, I don't necessarily think there's an avenue where it's, hey, watch out, we're going to flip this guy too.
I think they try to flip Sedarian Morgan no matter what.
I'm sure they do.
I have it on firm confirmation that they will be continuing to recruit Sedarian Morgan well up until signing day.
I believe it.
So there's that. That would be the quote-unquote flip candidate that you're circling.
Gotcha.
I'm putting a pin around that one. Now, how do we pronounce this? Is this Lonin?
Yeah.
Anthony Lonin?
Anthony Lonin Jr.
Yep, Anthony Lonin Jr. got legacy titles.
Oh, yeah.
Dad played at Georgia.
Defensive line.
Oh, okay, so we got real pedigree here. Now, I've saved this tape because we don't watch enough of tape, apparently, which I saw a comment that was like, y'all don't watch enough tape. We should be watching so-and-so, 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 all three of which have been watched on this channel. So let's go to the board.
Well,
and
give me a
watch
minute.
Anthony Lonin Jr. tape, which we'll be told we haven't watched in a couple of weeks. I'm expecting to see some twitch right here, Kirby. I'm expecting to see 6'2", 280 with some twitch. That's what I'm expecting to see.
Nothing wrong with Twitch.
No.
Talk through the ad for me. Oh, no ads. Let's go.
No ads?
No ads.
We don't got enough dog fans watching this tape.
I don't know if I believe that.
I can guarantee. I put $5 that this sucker got ads on his tape within a month. All right, because we got to August this him right here, right? This also a good-looking football player right here. Oh, is that a swim move right there from Big Boy? Yeah. I was right on the heights of weights. We're about 6'2", 280.
Very explosive first.
Uh-huh. I like the drip, too.
I like the utilization of hands as well.
Yeah, we're wearing 88. We got the back pad out and flopping. Ooh, I like how we stayed on our feet right here. So many guys fall down. Man, we got good balance right here. Watch this. When we get through this line of scrimmage, we fall real low right here. Look at this. Boom. All right, so many guys will fall down on their face right there. He stays on his feet and finishes. It's a twitchy athlete.
This guy looks like a creative player.
Yeah, he does. I'm telling you, I love the drip.
D lineman with a back plate.
Yeah. Wearing 88. Think he's a big Jalen Carter fan?
Probably.
This is a good tape right here. It's against Jefferson. They run the ball a lot. He's playing at like 260 right there. That's not a really heavy football player
No.
right there. What's he listed at, J. Will?
I'll tell you in a second.
I bet he's listed in the 265 range. So we got to see if we can get him up to 285. But it's a 3-tech all day.
It's Devontae.
265.
It's
265.
Devontae Wyatt-ish.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there. Devontae's so bow-legged that
Yeah.
Devontae sticks out, you know.
Just the quick get off and being able to fire an A-gap.
How about, can we start with Tyler Clark?
I'm fine with
Can we
that.
start
Always
with Tyler
fine
Clark?
with starting at
I'm
Tyler Clark.
I'm good with starting with Tyler Clark, hoping for Devontae Wyatt.
I'm there.
We all good there?
I'm there.
Oh, you mean a very serviceable SEC player?
Yeah,
for
just like a
multiple
2-year
seasons?
starter
Yeah.
that should play in the league for a while.
Yeah,
we'll all
sure.
take that. We'll all
I
sign
guess
for that.
we can
Oh, my God.
Whoa.
Should have been first clip on the highlight tape.
Whoa.
This is what we call high effort and twitch right here. This is fire, passion, and energy on tape, boys. Woof.
Bro, he beat Dawkins then.
Yes, sir. We love that. We love that.
I like that unit combo.
Rare you see guys with the single Nike band arms, the thin Nike bands
I
nowadays.
hated those shits.
Yeah, fall down too often.
Fell
on you.
down too much. They get ripped off. You're missing them by half the game.
Yeah, rare you see a guy rocking the drip.
And when your mom makes you buy her own equipment, I was, oh, well, there goes $9.
Oh, strip sack, find the foosball. We love it. We love it. Oh, we got Big Beefy right here, too. Where's he going to school? I bet Beefy got a college career in him. Oh, yes, sir. We love the effort. We love the effort. Now, this was a matter of, is Georgia going to take him? Not a matter of, is he going to be a dog? What were you all in for?
I know the quarterback who just got sacked.
Oh, it's unfortunate. You going to call him and give him crap like this one does his former high school teammates?
No, just next
my
time I see
former high
him,
school
I'll say,
teammates.
hey,
Oh, my bad.
It was just one kid. It was one kid I know. He's a family friend.
I'll just say we watched you get sacked on our YouTube live show.
Damn.
It's okay. He's a college baseball player. He's gonna be all right.
All right, yeah, dad's a legacy. That's a foosball player right there.
Does that have as much meaning as it is?
The legacy thing to Kirby, it does. He's got a bunch
No,
of them.
not for recruiting purposes. Like, of does Georgia want you? Of does that matter if what the kid's decision? I feel like you hear so much about blank as a legacy player, and they don't end up going to the school their parents played at.
I mean, honestly, I think it has a lot to do with how close are you to your dad. Do you want to follow in dad's footsteps? Do you not? And it doesn't even have to be how close you are, because I know, like, for example, Justice and Veron are very close, but that was very much so Justice wanted his own path.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he was ever going to come to Georgia.
That was kind
he
of
might not
my
have ever said that, but his decisions, having been in college, like the fact that he chose to go to Michigan this offseason instead of come to Georgia is a little bit crazy.
when it's not like they had a stacked running back room. Where it was
Yeah.
like, sorry, Justice, we don't have room for you.
I'm pretty
Or
sure.
even leaving Alabama.
Yeah.
You know, it's like interesting. But yeah, like Notre Dame's collecting them left and right. But that's all NFL legacies, not guys that played at Notre Dame.
Right.
I mean, Jerome Bettis' kid's going there, but the rest of those guys didn't play there.
Isn't Larry Fitz kid going there too?
Yeah, Fitz didn't play at Notre Dame. They
And
got,
Pitt.
I want to say Antonio Pierce's kid.
I guess
He went to Arizona State.
I guess the point I'm making is, like, I felt like a while ago it was, oh, his dad played at blank, he's a shoo-in for that school. And that's not the case anymore. It might have never been the case. That was just my perception of it.
I think maybe you're hitting on the failing of the households in America.
I didn't mean to get political, guys.
A real macro take you're
I didn't mean to get
unveiling
political, guys.
on
I'm
us
sorry.
right about now. Now I keep studying Texas A&M. I keep like randomly bumping into A&M on my studyings. I studied the Auburn A&M game last year, and about 20 snaps in, the offensive coordinator from A&M's like, "Oh, I got an idea. Let's just feed Noah Thomas right quick." And then you watch the USC game on tape, and anytime they're in the green zone, they're like, "Hey, I got an idea. Let's just feed Noah Thomas right quick." And I got to looking at the game logs for this guy. In the last 2 years, these are some games that he's ripped off. 6 for 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. 3 for 75, 1 touchdown. 6 for 109, 2 touchdowns. 5 for 124, a tud. If Noah Thomas has 2 or 3 of those football games this year at Georgia, you're a completely different offense.
Yeah.
You're a completely different offense. Now, I know Arian Smith had spurts last year. I know he did. But spurts of that guy's unguardable, we can't do shit about him, what do we do about that guy? You haven't had that in a long time at Georgia.
If Noah Thomas can consistently give you that, and when you need him to deliver, I think that, and we're at a point now where I think we can talk about the criticism with Arian Smith was when the ball was in the air, you weren't sure if he was going to catch it.
Yeah.
That's your main job as a receiver, especially one of the speedsters that can extend the field. If Noah Thomas can be one of these, hey, just chuck it up to him and he will catch the football, you have a completely different offense. And, we don't do hypotheticals, but there are a lot of hypotheticals. What if X player catches this pass last season?
Yeah.
How different does your year look?
It's more so just a thought of, like, you might have a safety blanket this year. Like, you might have a guy that, hey, we have to convert this 3rd and 4 right here to continue this drive because we have to score. Let's find a way to just get it to Noah Thomas anywhere in the vicinity. Like, if you can have that type of safety blanket and this offense with Gunnar Stockton, like, again, that changes everything for you because you didn't have one of those last year.
No, that's a great point. Like Brock Bowers was this for Carson Beck in 2023. Go watch the Auburn game. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Like, you had the
Go watch
security.
the Tennessee game.
Mm-hmm.
I know Dylan Bell had a great game in that game, but every pivotal 3rd down to start that football game, it's Brock Bowers on 1 foot.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they throw a smash route in that Tennessee game that you don't throw to anybody other than Brock Bowers.
That was one of the more impressive throws by Carson Beck.
For sure. Thrown with great anticipation, thrown in the only spot on the field that it had to be on a 3rd and 9 that had to be converted. In the start of that football game, they're already down 7-0. But, yeah, I mean, you guys are right. The 3rd downs this year become much more breathable than they have in years prior.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the wide receiver core, I think that was the number one thing I said most frequently on SEC Digital Drive. Last year, your number 1 option against Notre Dame was Dylan Bell. This year, he's going to be number 4.
Yeah.
That's how different this core is.
And honestly, like, I don't even want to besmirch him as a player.
No, he's a really good college football player.
Well, here's
but
where I'm
he's
going
not
with
your
this.
one. He
If-
shouldn't be.
If you could give me a roster, a wide receiver room full of Marcus Trosemi-Jack Saints, I would absolutely take that.
I wouldn't. You need some ceiling there, bud. You need some ceiling. You need some explosive playmaking ability. I love Marcus. I love Marcus. He's a great football player. But Marcus is never going for 1,000. Ever.
What Georgia players have, though?
What Georgia players could this year? 3 of them.
There's a lot that could.
I would never have put Marcus in that category.
There were 2 or 3 that could have last year.
And none of them was named Marcus Trosemi-Jack Saint.
Well, okay.
You know? I mean, come on.
Hey, I'm with you.
I love Marcus. Marcus is a great guy.
My point
He's a
is,
great dude.
Kirby,
Blocked his butt
How
off.
about we dwindle it down to give me 2 or 3 of them?
Yeah, give me like
Give me 2
one.
or 3 of them.
Give me a Marcus Trosemi.
Fine. Give me
But-
a wide receiver room full of Marcus Trosemi-Jack Saints and the Brock Bowers.
Bro just said he wanted Iguodala. That's what he just said. That's what he just said. Give me Iguodala.
No, just I look at him as the most consistent player you could have him and Kearis Jackson.
Yeah.
If you could get that out of the wide receiver room this year, I think you'd be happy to take that.
Give me Monty Rice. You can have Roquan Smith. Give me Monty Rice.
Yeah, all right, Roquan Smith, but he misses a tackle 30% of the time. That's what your wide receiver room was last year.
That's fair. Talented. But
I'm with you,
couldn't catch
though.
a cold.
Look, I said it many times during his career.
You know what?
Rojack was so underrated.
You know what? That's what that was. That was him being scarred from drops. And Marcus ain't never dropped
That's
a
what I'm
ball.
saying. Like,
That's
he was
exactly
so
what that
Never
is.
underrated.
drop a ball. That's
That's
all
exactly
that
so
what it is.
underrated.
I'm sorry.
It's
I'm sorry
fine.
they hurt you that badly.
I mean,
That you would say you want a wide receiver core of nothing but MRJs.
dude, shout out MRJ, dude. I'm holding
Shout
it down.
out
I'm
MRJ.
holding it down for you right now because these guys do not believe it. Not as much Jay will.
I mean, you only got about 500 followers on Twitter. It's going to be 501 after Marcus Trosemi-Jack saying, here's
Dude,
that.
I'm in the upper 700s right now. Dude. Come
Hell
on.
yeah.
Come on.
go.
We're on our way to 1,000.
Hell yeah.
We'll hit 1K by the end.
I
of the
mean,
season.
more followers than career yardage for Marcus Trosemi-Jack Saint. So not bad.
That's not true.
Hey.
Pretty damn close.
No, dude.
Look it up right now. I
We'll-
bet Marcus Trosemi-Jack Saint's career is under 800 yards total.
No, dude.
Yep.
We'll figure this
We're
out.
going to end the show on this right here.
That's fine.
I bet 786
786 total.
total over 3 years.
Oh my God, I hate Safari sometimes. Stand by.
I'm in a Eagles uniform?
Hey, he's on the Eagles right now.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Jets then Eagles.
Is with the Commanders, I thought.
Commanders then Eagles. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, he cleared 800 yards.
What did he have?
He had 535 in 2023, 337 in 2022.
Okay, cleared is a bit of a stretch.
That's almost 900 yards. That's not even adding his 94 in 2021 and 62 in
You know
2020.
what? You're right. If you have 6 Marcus Trosemi-Jack Saints that put up 500 yards apiece, that's 3,000 yards as a receiving core. That's just enough for about 225 yards a game. Might put you like 105th in team passing.
Now, that's not including your extremely deep tight end group and your running backs out the backfield.
Valid. You know what? Base take. We'll take it.
I'm standing on this one, dude.
Business.
I did not expect to get his attack for that one. Now I got to stand 10 toes down. For
No,
it.
man. Hey, I'm here for some Rojack love. I'm all here for it.
Shout out Rojack.
14 of them?
All right, not 14. Give me 4 or 5.
Face. 14 of them? Maybe.
A team full of Marcus Trosemi-Jack Saints.
I'm glad someone finally took the sword up and was like, you know what? Let's talk about Marcus Trosemi-Jack Saint. Where were you for the 2022 touchdown against Tennessee?
Hey,
that was
had
bad.
it not been for that horse collar tackle, might have been the next AJ Green. So
That what, dude? I will maintain
he was
that
coming on strong.
He was.
his growth was stunted because of that injury.
Facts. I'm with you. So you're like one horse collar tackle away from that take being real based.
From him absolutely clearing 800 yards.
Bro, he almost
Not
hit,
just squeaking it,
bro. He had
but fully clearing it.
9,000
Hell, maybe
career
in
yards.
1 year.
you said I would be shocked if he got 750 receiving yards.
Oh, man.
Crazy.
It's a great show. Great show. Appreciate you guys for being here tonight. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. We'll have a film study and another live show coming to you tomorrow.